whistle of 90 minutes, which could well see Ireland on the way to the European Championship finals in Sweden next year. It will be a vital win for them in Group 7 if they take maximum points here. The Poles in red and white. Van Dijk, their goalkeeper today. Ireland, of course, in green, attacking from right to left in this first half. This is Kubicki, who played against Manchester United for Legia Warsaw last week, immediately challenged by Quinn. Soczynski with a long ball into the Irish half. Staunton helped out by Kevin Moran, who will captain the Irish team today in the continued absence of McCarthy. And the first corner of the game goes to Poland off Staunton. It was his deflection, of course, which helped England to score at Wembley. But Ireland produced that day one of their best ever international performances to draw 1-1 and set up the fascinating position they find themselves in now as group leaders. Bonner organising his defenders, the wind swirling the ball out to the far post, and Bonner quite happy to see it go over from Ševčík on the far side. Now Aldridge. That's a good ball from Aldridge. Irwin. Swung forward towards Townsend, but it was met first by Jokolšević. Staunton wins it back. And Staunton again quickly across to cover. But the ball pushed ahead of him to Vashinka, and a good overlap here by Kubicki, the number 2. Bonner read the cross all the way, and that can't be easy in this wind. It really is swirling around inside the stadium. Good run by him down the right.
Yes, they started off very well down the right. The Everton player Vashinka and Kubicki seem to have a good understanding, and the Irish team will have to be aware of that.
It's a better kick, and Quinn wins it, and Aldridge! It could so easily have been a goal for Ireland, and it came as ever, route 1. Bonner's enormous kick, Quinn's header, and Aldridge suddenly found himself in the clear. Van Dijk with a brave and decisive piece of goalkeeping. Yes,
you can see how difficult that ball is to control, and John didn't quite get a shot in early enough.
Staunton with a good clearance. Townsend. That's a great ball, and Houghton has beaten the offside trap. Aldridge is in the middle as well, and the goalkeeper has denied Ireland once more.
Yeah. Strange decision there from the linesman. As Andy Townsend knocked that ball through there, John Aldridge was well offside. He didn't give it.
And Ireland press again from the resulting corner. I'm sure the Poles would have gone crazy had a goal resulted from that, because, as you say, Aldridge looked yards offside. Here's Sheedy swinging it in again. The goalkeeper's gone up, and Quinn, it's in, or is the goalkeeper claiming a foul? He certainly is, and the referee has agreed with him. Free kick is the outcome. I think even Nat Lofthouse might have agreed that that was a foul, but it proves once again that when the ball is in the air, the Irish are at their most dangerous. Irwin plays it straight to Urban, and then wins it back with a rather wild challenge, which, to the dismay of the crowd, has resulted in a free kick. Poland have sent Soczynski, the tall number 5, forward, and the ball was rather strangely played in very low, but they do get a corner out of it. Soczynski has stayed forward, so too has Ševčík, who's about 6'3", the number 11. He's on the edge of the penalty area, as Bonner, with some difficulty, deals with that shot. He's furious that his defenders didn't really close the space down then. The corner was played out, and I think everybody was expecting the high cross, and the shot testing Bonner. McGrath's there again, though, guarding that area well. And again, McGrath. Excellent defending. Well, he was very much one of the star players for the Irish at Wembley, and he started in the same mood again here today. rated by the Polish manager as the best midfield player he's seen in Europe all season. Quinn wins it. Aldridge, good control. Houghton. That's a foul.
Yes, I think we probably see here Kevin Sheedy bending it in towards the goal with his left foot.
Quinn, O'Leary, McGrath and Aldridge all waiting for the ball to be played in. And it comes to McGrath! A matter of inches and Ireland would have been in front.
Well, a ridiculous decision there by the Polish defence. They all of them came running out. And I'm not too sure who it was who remained behind. He played both players onside, and Paul was only inches away with that volley.
Staunton heading it straight against Vasika. Capacity crowd of 46,000 inside Lansdowne Road today, and tickets have been selling for over £100 on the black market. A foul on Quinn. Certainly on that point they were even selling tickets for the pubs, and that's a terrible mistake. And Ireland could have had a goal then. And the Poles once again so uncertain at the back. Sheedy playing the long ball in. And watch for that error. It was a terrible mistake, and Houghton really ought to have done better. And Poland rode their luck a little bit then. Moran stabbing it forward, no offside as Houghton goes in on the ball. Good effort. Clean across the face of the Polish goal. And I really thought Quinn might have just stretched to toe poke that one in as Houghton played it straight across the face of the goal. Tapping his watch, suggesting that he will add time if the Poles persist with these tactics. So Van Dijk launches it into Ireland's half. There, in fact, is the half-time whistle. So somewhat surprisingly, in view of the number of goal-scoring opportunities we've had at Lansdowne Road, the teams go off goalless. Republic of Ireland 0, Poland 0. So many good openings and opportunities for the Irish team. All of them were wasted. But with the wind at their backs in the second half, it could be a very different picture indeed. So it's Ireland who get the second half underway. And immediately they'll allow Bonner to use the wind, which is probably behind him. It has changed direction a couple of times. It's dropped and then blown up again. Quinn winning it once more, but again it just dropped the wrong side for John Aldridge. Vodovcik helping it back to Van Dijk in goal.
I can't help thinking that if Ireland do manage to get this elusive goal, that, well, the Poles might not fancy it as much as they do at the moment. They're willing to battle now, but like so many of the continental sides, if they go under...
Yes, it could be a different story, but for the moment it's Poland looking dangerous. Furtok in a good position, and Urban, it breaks to Furtok. Sevcik gets his shot charged down, back again to Urban, and Ireland just about scramble it away to safety. And we're seeing again the incident.
It's more or less the same thing that happened to the Irish players in the first half. The Poles having difficulty with the pitch and can't get the shot in.
Urban and Sevcik, the two players denied. Bonner with a big boot forward again. Quinn battling away with the defender. It comes to Aldridge. Aldridge goes down. Nothing given. The referee stood like a statue to attention, had a long look at the incident and wasn't impressed with the crowds or Aldridge's appeals for a penalty. Aldridge still shaking his head. He believes he was held by the defender and hauled to the ground, that he might have a case, but Ireland only have a corner. Over Quinn's head and then touched away by Sevcik to the far side. Back in again to the danger zone. It comes to McGrath. The goalkeeper was yards out of goal and it hit a defender on the ground. Chipped in again by McGrath. Quinn goes up. Van Dijk with a good save, and he's gone down very theatrically indeed. If anything, he was just brushed, really, by Quinn as he went up for the ball. And I think that's a bit of play acting, and I'm sure the Irish players think that too. Well, they talk about the luck of the Irish, but it was the luck of the Poles just before this incident. The goalkeeper was yards from goal, and when McGrath shot, it actually hit a defender, Vidovcic, who was lying on the ground. That was the penalty claim.
A good spell by the Irish team.
Aldridge with a great little header, cleared by Jakosevits. Irwin wins it back for Ireland with a good tackle. This is Houghton. Great play by Houghton. McGrath arrives in support. If it goes, it's a corner. And a corner it is. Terrific noise now here in Dublin. Everyone believing that Ireland are edging ever closer to the breakthrough. Touched on toward Moore, and it was off the line. The shot by Townsend was blocked. And Poland have had luck on their side again. The ball cleared off the line. Here again.
Yeah, I think that the ball was flicked on originally, and it was a good header.
Urban for Poland. Kashika just ahead of him. And he was the player he looked for, but offside against Furtok in the middle. And it's Niall Quinn, I think, who will be coming off. Not been his most successful of days. For that, you have to praise the Polish defenders and perhaps blame the conditions which haven't been to his liking.
He had a good flick on in the first half for John Aldridge, when maybe Aldridge should have scored. But apart from that, it's been a very difficult afternoon for him.
So a new striking partnership for Ireland, and Cascarino wins it straight away. The goalkeeper with an unchallenged catch. Cascarino and Slavin taking the places of Quinn and Aldridge. And Ireland hope that the change of personnel will bring a change of fortune here. Tarashevitz playing it into the Irish half, but no problems again for Moran. Cascarino with a good header again. Slavin bringing it down, looking for Sheedy. Now Staunton. Cascarino! Unlucky.
And that was very similar to the goal he scored against England here, Lansdowne. Same crosser as well. Steve Staunton's crossed the ball in. Tony's come in on it, and he's just got a little bit underneath it.
Headed clear to Irwin. The goalkeeper came and then changed his mind, but has survived. Saczynski getting it clear. Moran heads it back in towards Cascarino on the left. That's not a bad cross, but Townsend couldn't quite get there, and the substitute just touched it away once more. Kabura. The referee's looked at his watch. A final whistle, only seconds away, I'm certain, as Sefcik plays it down the right, out of play for an Irish throw, but it may not be enough. They've got to get it back to Bonner, really, and get him to deliver it as quickly as he can into the Polish half. The referee's had another look at the watch, and that's the final whistle. It's ended disappointingly and frustratingly in a goalless draw. Ireland created so many openings in the first half, but couldn't convert one of them, and Poland celebrate a very good point for them, and maybe, as we've been saying, a good point too for England. Final score in this Group 7 qualifier then, the Republic of Ireland 0, Poland 0.
Well, we huffed and we puffed and we pushed and we tried, and we didn't really get a break or a bounce. There was the good defenders, and they got back in numbers. And we had the chances in the first half, we didn't take them, and in this game, if you don't take the chances when they crop up, you suffer for it, and we'll probably suffer for that.
In Dublin, and this meant that an England victory would put them on top of this very competitive group. Jack Charlton was disappointed with the Irish performance, And now England had to take advantage of the weakest opposition in the group. Turkey against England, commentators Trevor Brooking and Barry Davis.
Welcome to the third largest town in Turkey on a warm evening after a mainly cloudy day which had a little rain in the morning. That's the Turkish lineup. He's made 5 changes. Sepp Piontek, former manager of the Danish national side. You remember back in '84, it was he who denied Bobby Robson's team a place in the European Championship finals. Confirmation of the English side, 2 new caps, means that Graham Taylor has so far used 27 players and awarded 4 new caps during his reign as the England manager. There's the England duo, the England manager on the left and the assistant to the manager, Laurie McMenemy, and down through the coaching staff and the physiotherapist to the doctor. England playing in blue, sky blue strip, attacking the goal to our right against the side that they've now played. We're playing for the 5th occasion, and the previous 4 matches England have scored 21 goals and not conceded any. But there was that game here in Izmir in a European Championship qualifier when the result was 0-0. Apart from that, there have been 2 8s and 1 5. Match being played in the Ataturk Stadium, named after Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, the first president of this country. He got rid of the Greeks from Izmir, who was president in 1923. First chance cross from Wise, and his standing foot let him down. Dixon to try a long one. Pallister coming up to the near edge of the 6-yard area, which means that Smith pulls out from there. Barnes on the far side. Lineker between the two. Thomas has made a busy start. This is Barnes. Has to be a free kick. That's Sepp Piontek. Completed 1 year of a 4-year contract in charge of the Turkish side, which we thought when we looked at it beforehand was a little short. This is certainly well within range of Stuart Pearce. Maybe touched by Barnes. No, the first time shot flies over the crossbar. Enables me to bring in for the first time Trevor Brooking.
See the free kick here, a long way out. It was never low enough to trouble the Turkish goalkeeper. But these sort of games, you mustn't let a side like Turkey get the initiative or get a bit of an encouragement. And England has started quite promisingly, quite competitively, denying the Turkish side any space. And that's what they've got to do, take an early grip on the game, try and get ahead, and then build from there, of course.
Lineker right side. Regep with him. Wise. He got slightly caught in 2 minds then, Dennis Wise. I think it was a moment when he thought about the shot. And then maybe the thought went through his mind, Trevor, I've been brought into the side to cross the ball, and he ended up crossing too long.
Good crossing opportunity. As you see, Gary Lineker hustled the defender into the mistake, controls it very well, and Alan Smith drifts towards the far post, and he's got clear of his marker, and a good cross, and that is what Dennis Wise has been put out there for.
Pallister got beaten by Tanju, and then the free kick given for some holding by Walker on Ridvan. Tanju got up very well because he's several inches shorter than Gary Pallister.
Just a mistimed jump, wasn't it? Gary Pallister went up early and was on his way down, and Andrew timed it better and just got a vital flicker.
Playing a little over 14 minutes. The shot by Olgun comes to be blocked. No score. It's well taken by Unal. Shot rather earlier than he needed to. In the precious little park. Really is a major bonus for England and Graham Taylor. The result in Dublin, you haven't already heard it, the Irish were held scoreless, 0-0 draw by Poland. That gives England a chance of going to the top of the group. A chance to do something about the goal difference too. Wise's cross, and Barnes with the shot. Again looking a little static and peering.
Turns in one movement and then drives it across towards the far post, clears everyone, and John Barnes decided to hit it early and just pulling it across the goal. But that sort of cross at speed gives the defence, any defence, but the Turkish defence, less time to adjust and get back into position.
Nice touch. Dixon saw his chance, committed the sweeper, just played it a bit too long. The idea was good, and now they're trying to use the space that he's left. Walker coming on Ridvan, and Gary Lineker gets back to make the challenge. He's got to do it again. It's come again to Ridvan, and it's blocked, and Lineker finally gets it away, and England in a bit of a state then. And it really all came from the attempt to get forward by Lee Dixon, but by playing the ball too far forward, he left the gap behind. Seaman will be very happy to have that in his hands, and so will the management and the rest of the England team.
There's Walker and Gary Lineker just collided there, and it was David Platt who got the vital toe-ender. Quite an impressive dive forward looking for the penalty, but no way was it.
Pearce. Barnes ahead. Smith. Barnes. There's a gap down the middle for Barnes. If he takes on the sweep, but he does, a real chance for John Barnes. He doesn't finish what he started. He wants the corner, he's not going to get it. But it was a very, very good break, and he'll be disappointed not to have got it on target after making use of the room that opened up in front of him.
Superb layoff by Alan Smith, unselfish, and there John Barnes, typical Liverpool run, wasn't it? And I think he went for the shot. I would have said perhaps a square ball to both players running in might have been the safer bet, but if it had ended up in the back of the net, would have all said what a magnificent individual goal it was.
Smith. Platt has got forward. Barnes. Turner got it away. Thomas, good header. Lineker. Barnes. One touch too many. Although it ran loose. It's a little harsh on him, but somehow when he's playing for England, he always wants to make sure.
Good position. Gary Lineker holds it up. Little layoff. The second touch was the one that was too heavy. Gave the chance for the goalkeeper to come and spread. Perhaps the first touch had been a little bit wider. It had given him the option on the shot. I think he got tucked underneath him, and he needed the second one and knocked it too far.
Wise. Cross by Barnes. Flat shot was blocked. That's a bit further back, and the Turks streaming out. Smith down the middle, and the goalkeeper loses. Gurkhan covers, and the whistle had gone anyway for a challenge on the goalkeeper. It seemed to me to be a question of a goalkeeper coming out, big man down the middle chasing in. But the goalkeepers always win those with referees. Has been given which Stuart Pearce can take, to which Pallister has gone forward on the far side from the kicker, the near side from our viewpoint. Lineker, Platt and Smith, the others in the area, and it's won by Pallister. And Wise, has it gone? Yes, it has. And little Dennis Wise, wasn't a classic goal, but he won't mind about that. The ball won by Pallister in the air, and Wise managing to get a part of his small frame on the end of it to make sure that it went over the line.
It was a classic bobbler, I think, wasn't it? Gary Pallister's height there, getting that first touch, and I thought he might have headed it, Dennis Wise. Went to hit it with his left foot. I think the goalkeeper hit him, and it came back off either his arm or his knee. knee or something. I'm sure he's not complaining, whatever it was, because he's ended up in the back of the net and a crucial time to score.
Well, there were no complaints from the Turkish players, but it'd be interesting to see whether it did in fact go in off his arm. Went for the shot. Well, one of those iffy ones, but it counts. Bit of space for Ali. Walker has gone across. Tanju is in the middle. Free kick. I'm not very happy about that, because that was a clear opportunity for a cross of the ball. And 10, Tanju was waiting, and there were others coming up. And Tanju! Well, it was a chance for a man who was once the winner of the Golden Boot, for the top scorer at club level for his club, Galatasaray. Wasn't marked, couldn't direct the header. Smith. Dixon. Wise just ahead of him on the touchline. Smith further down. Gökhan. It's a bit casual then, and that's well played by Smith, who's then seemed to me to be obstructed. Got the Turks out of trouble, and now they're completely out of trouble in the free kick. Telegraph pass by Mehmet. Lineker. Good play. Stuart Pearce. Smith came off the woodwork, and a great stop denies Jeff Thomas becoming the second debutant scoring in this match. Wonderful run though by Stuart Pearce. Involved twice in the move, got in the cross. Smith up onto the woodwork, and it's Thomas who hits it, does well to keep it down, and the goalkeeper turns it over. Little nod on, and the goalkeeper in extremis again. But again, gets the benefit of the referee's whistle.
Easily the best move of the game by England. The little triangle, John Barnes, Stuart Pearce, and of course also we're just seeing this corner kick as it came on. Gary Pallister nodding it in. But it was Gary Lineker, as I say, John Barnes and Stuart Pearce who created that opening.
And the referee brings the first half to an end. England leading by 1-0 to nothing. Not a classic goal. Down to the heading power of Pallister, and Wise trying to get on the end. Stretch, didn't get it cleanly, but it came back onto his body and on over the line. That's the England substitution during the half-time interval. Sees the arrival for the second half of Stevie Hodge in place of Jeff Thomas. We think it's because of a knock that Jeff Thomas took, but it's a real opportunity this for Stevie Hodge. Has always wanted to play for England in the middle of the midfield, a place that he tried to get from Brian Robson, which was like banging a head against a brick wall. Stevie Hodge now gets the chance here in Izmir. Gökhan. There's that. Barnes has tracked him all the way. That's a Mehmet. Wise coming into the middle of the midfield. Rydvan is behind most of the best things the Turks have done. And here's an opportunity. It's a good tackle by Walker. They wanted the penalty, but the referee was absolutely right. It was a good tackle by Walker on Ali. He was well placed, the West German official, but the crowd obviously didn't like it.
Got no need to come back inside there, Ali. He should have hit the shot early, taken it on his left foot. A great bit of individual skill by Rydvan, who went past 2 or 3 English defenders.
Lineker. Maybe a little indicative of how things have gone for England, that captain has felt 2 or 3 times the need to come back into midfield. Smith's cross, and here's Lineker. Good save. Very, very good stop. That with the follow-up. Barnes was able to quicken the pace sufficiently to get to the ball, but that really was a very good stop by Hayretin. The second fine save he's made in this match. The first was from Thomas, and the second there denying Gary Lineker his 40th goal for England.
Terrific cross by Alan Smith, and Gary Lineker selling the dummy as if he was going to head the ball, chested it and hit it on the half volley. Probably from the goalkeeping point of view, just a nice hike, but he hit it well enough and disappointed not to find the net as he picks himself up off the floor there.
Just the throw. Barnes. Stuart Pearce holding off Ali as well to get the low cross, and Wise wasn't too far away from getting his second.
Good step over at the near post by Gary Lineker, and again, first time Stuart Pearce has got ahead. Gary Lineker, as I say, stepping over it. And it's Wise just for one of his legs to be a little bit longer than perhaps they are.
Van. And an opportunity for the Turkish team to make the substitution. They're bringing off Ali, and instead comes Feyyaz, another player with Gordon Milne's team, Besiktas. Back made his debut as a substitute against England here in 1987. Top scorer in the championship last year. Half the total of 28 so far this season. Smith, he's got away from Ogun. Blatters got forward, couldn't direct the header. The crowd's roar increases, and this is Ridvan, and he's got away this time from Walker. Seeming to know the angle is inside. He's doing too much, or is he? Yes, he is. Walker got back to him. Having made the gap, the angle may not have been as good as he would have wished, but surely he should have attempted it. It was a fine run. He's been suggesting he's going to get away from Walker, and Walker has so often been the back man that had to happen. Unfortunately for England, they escaped.
He is an exciting player, though. Been out for that length of time to come back, and he looks so accomplished on the ball. I think if he is naturally right-footed. I mean, a lot of times today he's turned to get it onto his favourite foot, but as you say, coming in from the angle, you've got to take a chance and hit with your left, but he created it out of nothing yet again.
Gürkan. The crowd quiet after going through a little chorus of Ridvan, Ridvan. Didn't make it properly. Sanju wanted to turn. Feyyaz over the top. And a real opportunity for the Turkish team, who you have to say, Trevor, have been the better side by quite an amount in this second period.
Well, we've lived terribly dangerously. A good clip cross in there. Feyyaz, they only had to hit it down a fraction lower. He was in the middle of the goal, so David Seaman probably would have been able to tip it over, but either side of him and lower, and that scoreline would have been 1-1. And as you say, on the second half play, it's perhaps what Turkey deserved.
Smith, Lineker far post. England throw. Sweeper coming to take Smith on that occasion, and England in absolutely no hurry to take the throw. Barnes, and the West German referee blows the final whistle, and at the end of the day, England's position in the European Championship qualifying has greatly improved. but their victory by the only goal scored by Dennis Wise in the 31st minute here was a far from convincing one.
But England top of Group 7 by a point, and remember that the Republic of Ireland were held to a goalless draw by Poland earlier in the day. Turkey at Wembley, the next match for England, that's in October when the Republic travel to face the Poles once again. The result that England wanted, and manager Graham Taylor was defiant about the style of the performance.
I thought in the first half we did well. I thought in the second half the Turkish side played very well. I mean, one's got to recognise, you know, we at the moment, we've played 4 games and we're the top of a hard group. All European championships are hard groups. And until we start to realise this in our country, then we're going to get nowhere. We're going to continually to have these questions. The fella who hasn't played for 18 months, Ruudvan, is a very good player. And in fact began to cause us tremendous problems. That is of credit to them. And I thought we probably had the outstanding defender on the pitch in Des Walker. And at the moment there are 4 games being played and England are at the top of the group. What more can people ask for?
You took Jeff Thomas off at half-time. Why did you do that?
Because when somebody has his first cap, there's far more emotion attached to that than many people feel. And we got a couple. He was in the middle of the pitch as well. And I felt also that Steve Hodge, I'm very interested in seeing Steve Hodge playing that role, which I think for his previous 22 caps he hasn't played. I have to have a look at things. I'm not only thinking of this, I'm thinking of games ahead. And Steve Hodge has played in that role for Nottingham Forest, and yet for 20-odd games before I become the manager, has played wide on the left. I need to have a look at players as well as win matches.
Position for a Scottish side heading the group table before today with 4 matches played, but still some way short of making sure of qualification. Remember, only the group winners go through to the European Championship finals. San Marino, the tiny principality in the north of Italy, should not have provided any real opposition for the Scots, but here's Gerald Sinstad.
Picturesque settings provides the background for a hiding-to-nothing encounter for Scotland. Newcomers to international football only 5 years ago, San Marino's lineup tonight lacks their only player with any pretensions. Bonini, who plays for Bologna, is injured. So they have 3 players from the Italian 5th division, 3 from the 6th division. The remainder all play for the same club here in San Marino. But it hasn't all been roses for Andy Roxburgh. He's left a number of probable first choices behind in Scotland, and 2 who did travel, McLeish and McStay, haven't been able to prove themselves fit. Maurice Malpas will play in the centre of defence. Brian McClare will support Gordon Dury and Kevin Gallagher as the front runners. Tonight's referee comes from Albania, Monsieur Kaimi, and thereby hangs something of a tale, because this time last night nobody knew where on earth he was. The San Marinan officials were a bit concerned about it, but he's turned up here with his 2 linesmen today. Scotland unveiling their new away strip in the white with the red decorations. San Marino all in blue. Header away was by Canty. Pitch in very good conditions. Already San Marino under pressure, putting 10 men back. Stuart McCall, Benedettini, the goalkeeper for San Marino. McPherson with that tremendous height advantage. Foul by Muccioli. Strachan. McKimmie. What on earth was that? Well, that's an indication of the lack of experience of this side. Zanotti's diving header, completely unnecessary, given Scotland a quite unearned corner kick, which Strachan will take. And is that over the line? Cleared off. And disappointment for Scotland. Keeper, I think, just got his hands to it. Just what Scotland wouldn't have wanted, these conditions. The rain is anything unfamiliar to them, but they've got problems enough here. A side that ought to be easy to beat, but interesting to see how long the referee is prepared to put up with tackles like that. It was Claudio Canti, already with 1 yellow card in the competition. Right through the man, no chance of getting away with that. Keeper didn't hold it. Now knocked away from him by his own man, and they really look very disorganised in defence. Dury's header back in was very deliberate. The keeper's in there looking for it, and it's been stabbed wide. Kevin Gallagher from Coventry City, who got the studs to it, I think, and just put it wide. But the goalkeeper, Benedettini, was all at sea. Strachan. Well, injudiciously kept in that time. Dury's header. Ball kept in by the San Marino defender, fell in the end to the advantage of Strachan. His cross was struck well. Dury's header wasn't on target. Persson. Nice little touch from McClare for McAllister. Now he's got some room. And a good save this time from Benedettini from McAllister's left foot. Here's Ciccoli trying to sort it out for San Marino, and he's earned them a breathing space by giving away the throw-in. But Benedettini had come to the edge of his 6-yard area and maybe beyond to fist away as he's 2 or 3 yards outside, stood up well, and punched away the shot from McAllister. Foul is given. The 10th foul for which San Marino have been penalised. Ciccoli had made the run, and he's been found. And there's a Matza in the middle. Oh, that's a good check back. Gorham was well positioned, and Pasolini at least had the satisfaction of a shot on target. Most of his attacks had come down the left, basically a left-footed player, so when he found himself free on the right, was able to check back, wrong foot the defender, and the left foot shot into the waist of Andy Gorham. Now McAllister, good save by Benedettini. Cross that time, dropped right on McAllister's head, got over it and down. Benedettini was behind it. McAllister, good header, 2 fists from Benedettini. Foul is given, obstruction. More work for Strachan. Kimmy, the other Scottish player in the picture, but Strachan will take it. Skipper tonight. Headed away by Guerra. Dury. No offside flag. Wouldn't come down for McAllister when he needed it. Dury puts it back in. And they're having trouble getting it away. That was, in the end, Muccioli who cleared it. But it did seem as though Scotland paused for a moment, expecting an offside flag, and it didn't come. Scotland have decided that it's time to try to bring about some form of change, and they're going to take off Brian McClare, and Pat Nevin will come on in his place. The Everton player with about 35 minutes to see if he can change the pattern of play. What they're going to do is put Dury into the middle, where he probably feels happier, although I must say I've seen him do a good job down the flanks in his time for Scotland. But he now yields that position to Nevin, who is, by talent and instinct, very much a winger. Free kick has been given. And the substitute waiting to come on for San Marino is Toccacelli, a defender. Lions been trying to wave the two-man wall back. And that's a corner. And an opportunity for the substitution if the referee's attention can be attracted. Player to come off is Zanotti, who was cautioned in the first half. Toccacelli, 23 years old, plays in the local 3rd division in San Marino. So Strachan to take it. That's Dury 11. Nevin is the 13. 5 on the near post is the big McPherson. That's Dury. Nevin. Now that's what Scotland need, but they need better crosses than that. Lost Ciccoli, who was the defender. Well, the attendance tonight is something of an improvement on San Marino's last international, which drew something around 500 people. Tonight, 3,512, paying more than 43 million lira. Sounds quite a lot of money until you translate it into just over 20,000 pounds. Malpas. Ciccoli to Mazza, Paolo Mazza, Marco Mazza rather. Brothers are very alike. McCall, pursued by Franchini. Kimi. Heel was a good idea, but didn't succeed. All won back by Dury. Then forward for Nevin, and that's a penalty surely. Well, that'll break the deadlock. Toccacelli, the substitute, his first real contribution is to bring down the Scotland substitute, Pat Nevin, and give away a penalty which will relieve a lot of Scottish minds. Strachan, 34 years of age, seen it all, done it all, unperturbed, and puts the penalty away beautifully. And that now will change the shape of the game completely. Scotland have got the breakthrough they were looking for. The substitution really must take a lot of the credit. The Scots fans celebrate, but Andy Roxburgh's decision to put on Nevin made all the difference, gave Strachan the opportunity to put Scotland one in front from the spot. Good turn. Put away by Gobby. Dury. Got to the line, got the corner. Strachan the corner kick, McPherson coming, Dury! Second goal, and now Scotland can relax and begin to think about their goal difference. It's an entirely different game now. They've had corners in the first half and failed to take advantage. This time, Strachan delivered, and so did Dury. What a beautiful header. They're claiming that Ciccoli got it off the line before it had crossed. Oh, it was with his hand. The referee not disposed to give a penalty, accepted that that was over the line. Up goes Gobby. Header by Dury was really not very far wide of Benedettini's right-hand upright. very good header from Dury. Benedettini was worried.
Well, it finished 2-0. Scotland win, but not very impressively. One other result from Group 2 tonight. Bulgaria 2, Switzerland 3. The Swiss coming from 2-0 down. They scored twice in the last 5 minutes, and that was a bit of a surprise victory. And it sets the Swiss up as Scotland's main challengers in Group 2. Scotland's next game is in Switzerland in September. That's the Northern Ireland group. Yugoslavia clear favourites to qualify here. But for the Irish, the chance to put the form book right and move above those upstarts from the Faroe Islands in that Group 4 table. But remember, the Faroes had that astonishing victory over Austria in their first match in the competition. Northern Ireland against the Faroe Islands then. Brief highlights with the commentator in Belfast, Mark Robson.
Key. Aimed for Clark, and Dowie gets the flick. Black. Well, Northern Ireland have had 2 very good chances now, and it was quite a nice little move, a nice little flick, but Black didn't strike the shot at all well. Now this could swing in. Black, but away by Jakobsen, only as far as Black. Donaghy's outside him. Kingsley Black. Good header by Kevin Wilson, his second chance of the game in the opening 10 minutes of the match. Taggart, Magilton, Wilson, Black, Magilton, good football. Jakobsen in the way. Reinheim loses out to Danny Wilson, and the free kick given against Reinheim for the foul on Danny Wilson. Minute of injury time play. Danny Wilson looks for Alan MacDonald. Yes! Colin Clark has scored. His 9th goal for his country, deep into injury time at the end of the first half. MacDonald had sneaked up from the back. What a good header that was, and Clark was so quick. Black, Taggart. Oh, well away from Colin Clark. Here's Reinheim. Hansen. A little bit more bite in the tackling in this second half. And Morcore absolutely on his own on this right-hand side. Muller on the run down the right. Good header. Reinheim. He scored. Alan MacDonald can't believe it, and the Faroes will know how to celebrate. Morcore's cross came in, and there was Kerry Reinheim in behind the defence, and Key was beaten easily. Donaghy looking for Clark. Good effort. 1 minute and 30 seconds of injury time played, and that's enough, says the referee, and the Faroes celebrate.
Yes, the Faroes celebrating with very good reason. They've beaten Austria, they've got a point in Belfast, and Northern Ireland still without a win in that group, and their spirits must be a stark contrast with those of those Faroe Islanders. And here's the Group 4 situation. A surprise result there also tonight. Yugoslavia 1, Denmark 2. Darko Panchev scored for Yugoslavia, but Bent Christensen scored twice for Denmark. Yugoslavia's grip on that group somewhat weakened. Group 5, and this is the group that at the moment is headed by Wales, and the Welsh still have to play the Germans twice in their run into qualification. But tonight in Hanover, it was Germany against Belgium. Germany in white. Once again, brief highlights with Tony Gubber.
Germany keeping on the pressure in these opening couple of minutes. Their 4th throw in succession. Oh, Mateus neatly stepped inside. And that's a good long cross. It went over the top of Prudhomme. Oh, has it gone in? Is it given? Vola. What a great start for Germany. Rudi Vola's 42nd international goal. And it comes right at the start of this crucial Group 5 qualifying match against Belgium. They certainly set about this with a will, did the Germans. They had 4 throw-ins in quick succession. That cross by Matthäus could have been turned behind, surely. And then it was knocked back by Matthäus, and Voller turned it in on the line. Well, no doubt from his reaction that Ruud Voller's going to claim that. Terry Yorath in the crowd. Vital result this for the Welsh, of course, who are currently top of Group 5. And there's no doubt, is there really, when you see that replay, that the goal with which Germany opened the scoring probably came from Lothar Matthäus, because it looked as though all the ball was across the line before Voller knocked it back. This is Berthold. The flick on was by Klinsmann to find Hessler. Knocked in by Doll. And again they have it. Bremer! Oh, what a left foot he has. Andreas Bremer, whose goal took Germany, West Germany as it was then, through to the World Cup final in the semi-final against England, and who scored against Argentina with the penalty. He's got a terrific left foot on him, reminiscent of our own Stuart Pearce at Nottingham Forest, and that wasn't too far away. Fallen to Schifo. Krasson, Schifo again, trying to find the fullback. He's made a good run forward, the 19-year-old. He's got inside Bremer, and it's a good cross. Oh, fine save by Ildner. First time that the Belgians have threatened, and it was a good stop with his chest by Ildner. Klinsmann. It was a good forward run by the young 19-year-old fullback Krasson, who got around Bremer, and the cross into the middle finally fell for Mark Wilmots, whose shot was well saved by Ildner.
And Germany's win over Belgium puts them just a point behind Wales at the top of Group 5, and the Germans play their next game in Wales on June the 5th, and Terry Yorath, a very interested spectator in Hanover tonight. Group 3 tonight, a win for Italy. Italy 3, Hungary 1, and Norway 3, Cyprus 0. Italy level on points at the top of that group with Hungary. That's Group 3. Well, Terry Yorath, he missed his side in action tonight. They played a friendly tonight. Wales beating Iceland by a 0-0. A Paul Bodin penalty.
England are top of Group 7 because the Republic of Ireland missed chances. Vanchik, the keeper, bumped by Moran, and Aldridge's goal, quite correctly, is ruled out. The Irish performance fails to live up to the pre-match hype. The best opportunity falls to Paul McGrath. Now, if this one had gone in, it could well have been the first of many. The goalless draw, though, a great result for England, and now the Irish might have to win in Turkey and Poland to qualify.
Two of Scotland's Group 2 opponents met in Sofia, with Bulgaria in white taking the 2-goal lead in the first 25 minutes. Kostadinov scoring the first. Bulgaria obviously felt they were home and dry when they added a second just 15 minutes later through Sirikov. But drama was to follow. In the second half, the Swiss, coached by former West German international Uli Stiliker, pulled a goal back. On the hour, Adrian Nup, the scorer. Suddenly, the Bulgarians were wobbling and Switzerland took full advantage. Nup on target again to make it 2-2. Then, with only seconds remaining, the Swiss, deep in defence, broke away, and the pace and calm nerve of Turk Yilmaz fashioned a winning goal and great celebrations for Switzerland.
In the Welsh Group 5, the West Germans beat Belgium in Hanover with a goal after just 3 minutes. Rudy Voller originally took the credit, but Matthäus' shot is over the line before he arrives. The Germans then a point behind the leaders Wales with a game in hand. It's Wales-Germany in Cardiff on June the 5th.
Wales, all in red, played Iceland in Cardiff in a friendly, and even manager Terry Yorath, absent watching that tie in Germany, would have been surprised at the penalty they were awarded 10 minutes before half-time. A faintly embarrassed-looking Mark Hughes, allegedly pushed by Tottenham's Gudni Bergson, but Crystal Palace defender Paul Bodin scored from the spot his first ever international goal.
Yugoslavia are still favourites to qualify from Northern Ireland's Group 4, but there's a great result for Denmark in Belgrade. Bent Christensen from the bronze side that reached the UEFA Cup semi-finals gets both the Danish goals. Early in the second half, Darko Panchev equalises. Panchev from Red Star Belgrade, one for Chris Waddle's Marseille to watch out for in the European Cup final at the end of the month. The Danes win it when Flemming Poulsen opens it up again for Christensen. 2-1 to Denmark, but Yugoslavia still looking pretty good. They've got to play the Faroe Islands twice.
In Group 1, Czechoslovakia in white kept their hopes alive with victory in Albania. Lubos Kubik, who plays in Italy for Fiorentina, scoring the first direct from a free kick. The Czech second was a classic. The old 1-2 became the old 3-4 as Kuka and Kula exchanged passes, Kuka finishing off to lift Czechoslovakia into second place in the group behind France.
Here's the best international goal of the week, scored by Roberto Donadoni for Italy against Hungary. The Italians under real pressure to deliver, and there's another excellent early effort from Donadoni. The cross comes in from Maldini. Polacchi dawdles, and Donadoni is there first. Gianluca Vialli is back in the Italian side. He missed a penalty, but he gets the third, slipping and sliding his way past a disorganised Hungarian defence. It's very close in this group. Italy are on top on goal difference now from the Hungarians. They've played 2 games more. The Soviet Union really emerging as the big threat to the Italians. Hungary's only response in Salerno, a penalty scored by Georgi Bognar.
England trailing the Soviet Union by a goal from Tatachuk.
Parker the take. Smith the first to move. Wright coming in behind. Goalkeeper again looking uncomfortable in the air, and a little flick by Alan Smith makes it 1-1. Again, I think coming because of rather poor play by the goalkeeper in the air, but well played by England, and they've deserved it on the balance of play. A lot of youngsters here tonight, and they've enjoyed it. Parker's free kick. Climb again by Wright. I think it was intended as a shot by Thomas, certainly by Smith, who scores his first goal for England. Spare man just comes across. Chuniskov to play his side into trouble. That's a penalty. There was just a moment then when David Platt thought he would continue, and then he realised certainly was a foul. And it's going to be the Aston Villa player who will take it. Chance to put England in front. 2 minutes of the half remaining. Oh. Done with panache. Platt's 5th goal for his country. Delightfully taken penalty after he had been brought down. They were a bit too casual, and Platt running on, and the dive in by Saber led to the penalty which Platt took so well. Platt held it up well. Batty, Barnes in danger of being offside. Beardsley, Platt, yes. His second goal of the contest ends any doubt about the verdict. And it's interesting then, the crowd were wanting England to play the ball in. There was a bit of a delay, but when it came in, Platt took full advantage. They finally found the right man in the right space.
Im Rückspiel, das im Lehner Stadion mit seinem fanatischen Publikum ausgetragen wird, kann Österreichs Team unter dem neuen Teamchef Alfred Riedl sein negatives Image etwas aufpolieren. Endlich wird wieder mit Druck und Elan gespielt. Herzog. Und ein guter Schuss von Ogris. Pfeifenberger mit einem gefährlichen Kopfball. Er verletzt sich bei dieser Aktion etwas. Aber dann wieder eine Chance für die Fähringer durch Nielsen. In diesen Szenen sieht man die tiefe Verunsicherung in Österreichs Mannschaft. Konsul in Schwierigkeiten. Pfeifenbergers Führungstor in der 14. Minute ist dann für alle eine Erlösung. Freistoß für die Österreicher. Noch einmal ein Freistoß. Knutzen, der Mann mit der Zipfelmütze, wieder im Tor der Fähringer. Pfeifenberger ist frei nach diesem Ogris-Freistoß und 1:0 nach 359 Minuten endlich wieder ein Tor für das Nationalteam. Ein Tor, das Pfeifenberger als Halbblinder geschossen hat, denn schon in der 5. Minute war er nach diesem Zusammenstoß mit Hansen angeschlagen. Und in der 24. Minute muss er dann auch ausgewechselt werden. Hier aber noch einmal dieser Führungstreffer. Und jetzt häufen sich die Chancen der Österreicher. Hier eine dieser Möglichkeiten durch Ogris. Guter Schuss, sehr gute Reaktion auch des Torhüters der Fähringer. Das 2:0 fällt aber erst nach Seitenwechsel. Streiter erzielte es in der 47. Minute. Sehr schönes Solo. Sein erstes Tor im Nationalteam. Noch einmal aus anderer Perspektive die Abseitsfalle der Pharaoh umlaufen und das 2:0. Ein spektakulärer Auftritt von Herzog mit einem Fallrückzieher. Der erste Sieg des Teams seit Juni 1990, dem 2:1 über die USA, ist fix. Untermauert wird dieser Erfolg noch durch das 3:0 durch den Grazer Vettel, der so wie Streiter sein erstes Länderspieltor erzielt. Auch dieses Tor noch einmal in der Wiederholung und ein leichter Aufwärtstrend zeichnet sich nach diesem Erfolg ab.
Pierce takes the free kick. Oh, Lineker was left alone and scored. They never marked him. And the England captain puts his side ahead with his 40th international goal. Batty. Thomas. Pierce. David Platt came in there in front of the defender and scored a quite superb goal. Corner to Argentina. Oh, and the number 7 scored. Garcia. It was such an easy goal, really. The near post corner, and England not defending that terribly well. We'll have to make sure the marking's rather better this time. It's Mohamed to take the corner. Ruggieri and Vasquez have come up on the far side. The two central defenders. Oh, and it's there, the equaliser. Franco. Well, 2 goals from corners.
Recent international matches and European finals may have failed to fulfil expectation, but Wales against Germany here in the National Stadium, Cardiff tonight, promises a keen competitive edge. For the Welsh, it's another of those crucial qualifying games for a place in a major football finals. And after 33 years of failure, a win tonight could set them on course to the European Championship finals in Sweden next summer. Well, for the Welsh, the choice of venue couldn't be better. 38,000 all-seated sellout crowd in the National Stadium, more normally associated with Welsh rugby. This is where the Welsh beat Belgium 3-1 at the start of the Group 5 qualification, and 5 points out of 6 have put them top of the group, a point clear of Germany, who've played a game less. There's growing belief that Terry Yorath can now call upon one of the strongest Welsh teams for many years. Peter Nicholas has played in a few of them. He wins his 72nd cap tonight to equal the Welsh record. £3 million is the transfer fee touted for the signature of Dean Saunders this summer, and he'll play tonight in an attacking triangle alongside Ian Rush, with Manchester United's Mark Hughes in midfield just behind them. Kevin Ratcliffe will play as a sweeper, and with his Everton colleague Neville Southall in goal, the Welsh can claim 5 world-rated players, but they have had to make 2 changes. Number 2, David Phillips of Norwich is in place of the suspended Clayton Blackmore, and number 5, Andy Melville of Oxford United is in place of Eric Young, who still hasn't recovered from injury. But this is the quality of the opposition. 9 of the West German World Cup winning team, further strengthened after reunification by the inclusion of the East German player Matthias Sammer, number 8. Perhaps a key, though, to German thinking, the recall of 2 strong defenders who'd been injured, number 6, Guido Buchwald, and number 4, Jürgen Kohler. Rudi Völler, one of several of this German side who now ply their trade in Italy. So too does Andreas Bremer. Lothar Matthäus, one of the 3 who play with Internazionale in Milan. Well, the German coach, Bertie Vogts, upset the Welsh by saying publicly that he expected a physical match. So a lot will depend on the interpretation tonight of this man, the very experienced Swedish referee Bo Carlson. Also refereed the Cup Winners' Cup final between Manchester United and Barcelona. So it's the Welsh in all red who kick off, attacking the goal to the left. A country of less than 3 million against the reunified Germans, who can boast a population of 78 million. Well, that's a good long kick by Southall, and rushes away. And Hildner quickly off his line. Bertolt. Völler. Hughes. There's much more pace about Wales when they get possession. When the Germans are in possession, they're content to play it at a strolling pace. And that's really the challenge for Wales. They've got to take the initiative and take the game to Germany, because a 0-0 draw, a result that was... Bodin tried to play it back to Southall, and he got a rather fortunate rebound. It was there a push there? Yes. Kohler penalised. And Bo Carlson gave that decision from a distance away. Got it across the penalty area, just outside, not called by Horn. The whistle's gone for offside. There's Bertie Vogts on the far side. Nearest the camera are the Welsh substitutes. This is Helmer. Bertolt. Matthäus. Reuter. Bertolt. Tries to get the pass to Zammer, although it's quickly challenged. This is Mateus. Klinsmann. Oh, it's a fine shot, and it was swerving as well. And Reuter's in quickly, and he's kept it in play. Mateus will drill this one in. Oh, they're in a mess here. A little back heel. Bremer! Left foot shot. Blocked by David Phillips, and well blocked as well. And that was an early scare for Wales. And it needed a good save from Neville Southall with what looked like a really awkward ball. Southall started to go to his left to cover that shot, and it seemed to swerve back towards the right. Well, there's a little buzz of expectation around this national stadium. But for all the expectation that there's been about this match, the Welsh in these opening 20 minutes haven't really made much impression into this German defence. Bremer. Horn, who went in quickly on Buchwald. And again, the Germans will just play it around and lock it at the back.
Let him go, Bones, let him go!
One or two whistles of derision coming off the terraces. Helmer. Plays with Borussia Dortmund. Bremer. One of the three at Inter. Vola. Took it away from Buchwald. Berthold. And Hughes has won it back. Just finding it difficult to make much progress once they get past the halfway line.
We got the 6!
Mateus. Bremer. Buchwald, who's come forward. He's taken it well. Vola's there, so's Klinsmann. Leaving it for Reuter. Fine save, Neville Southall. It was well struck too by the German right-back, Stefan Reuter. And Southall has had to make his second save, and that was much more difficult than the earlier one. Well, there might have been a player blocking Neville Southall's view of that, but he went down full length to his right to put it behind for the corner, which Bremer will take. Safely gathered, so the Welsh have had two scares, and Neville Southall has proved adequate on both occasions. And offside.
Go down, next chance, go down!
All the officials tonight are from Sweden. And certainly Bo Carlson as yet hadn't had any really clattering tattles to interpret. Bremer. This is Helmer. Stefan Reuter. Mateus trying to lay it off, giving it to Rush. Now Hughes, Saunders. Phillips is forward in support. Here he is, the right back. Header out was by Mateus. Nicholas. Phillips again. Saunders, little flick on. Trying to find Barry Horn. Mateus prevented the corner. Currently the World Player of the Year. He has an absolute clutch of awards at the moment, Lothar Matthäus, after the World Cup, and he also seems to be feeling his right thigh. Terry Yorath told his players beforehand that they'd have to be patient, and it's a waiting game at the moment. Just talking to his number 2 there, Peter Shreve, who may have a tactical observation to make. Vola. by Nicholas. And they're so quick to close down the space, the Germans. And Rush is protesting about the marking of Jürgen Kohler. I'm sure he could hear the thunder of the Germans' hooves coming up behind him as that ball was played, and he knew it was coming. Nicholas, and climbing, yes, a free kick. Now, this, the latest of several free kicks that the Welsh have been given just outside the German penalty area, but this in the most interesting position. Now what's he doing here, Mr. Carlson? I think something was said to him there. Yes, he's pulled Bertol to one side, and he's cautioned the German number 5, who must have made some remark after that free kick was awarded just outside the penalty area. And Lothar Matthäus has his say as well, but Berthold has been booked, and this free kick, with just over 10 minutes to go to half-time, promises the most interesting Welsh opportunity of this first half. And look at the tactics of the Germans here. They're messing things up, they're complaining, they're having a chat, they're making it as difficult as possible, and for some reason they've succeeded in getting Peter Nicholas cautioned as well, and that is serious for Wales because he already has one yellow card, and that means that Peter Nicholas will now miss the away fixture against Germany in October. Yes, Bo Carlson is insisting that the wall comes back the full distance. Struck finally by Bodin. That was intended for Phillips. This is Voller, and the Germans trying to break quickly for the first time here. Klinsmann is the only man forward of Voller, but again they've got Reuter in space on this right side, but the ball never came to him. And there's a free kick been given to Wales, and Peter Nicholas was on the receiving end. Well, he's a very authoritarian-looking figure, Mr. Bo Carlson. And I can tell you that the Welsh were not displeased that he was in charge of this match. Melville with the free kick. And the Germans pull forward, trying to catch somebody offside, and it's backfired on them. This is Hughes. 2 in front of him. Back to Bodin. Now, it wants a really good cross. Ilg looks calm, and he can't claim it. He punched it away. Horn took a deflection. That'll be a corner. Well struck by Barry Horn. Don't know if it really would have tested Bodo Illgner, but it took a deflection off a German defender, and Wales have a corner. 5 minutes to go to half-time. Wales with their first corner, which Peter Nicholas will take. Away from the near post, header was by Voller. Nicholas again. Bodin. Oh, nobody was quite sure. This is Horn. He's tried to chip Illgner. Oh, what a fabulous effort by Barry Horn. I thought for a minute Illgner had got his fingers to it. It must have just clipped the top of the crossbar. So having been patient, Wales with 2 good efforts as we approach half-time, both from Barry Horn. Yes, it just clipped the top of the bar. What a different match this would be if the Welsh could score, because all that careful possession which the Germans have exercised, this flag's gone up for offside, nothing would count here. All that careful possession and the slow, methodical build-up would all change if the Welsh were to take the lead. Hooked away by Matthäus, only as far as David Phillips. This is Mark Hughes, closely marked by Kohler. Bramer's arrived as well. Oh, good footwork by Mark Hughes. Phillips, cleared by Matthäus. Zammer shows he's got a bit of skill as well. This is Berthold well forward. They've got 4 on the break here, 5 now. Voller. Still Voller. The shot in the end was weak as he drifted inside Andy Melville. Again, the warning was underlined for Wales. Germany had 5 players quickly in support. Hughes. It's Bremer, and that's nicely done by Mateus. That was beautiful, wasn't it? Looks like the ball was lost, but he just pulled it down. Now Voller. Mateus available. Zammer's forward, so's Klinsmann. This is Klinsmann. Nicked away from him by Bodin. Buchwald. Bremer. Klinsmann. Reuter in support. Again, the Germans able to enjoy quite a long period of possession. Reuter, that came off Klinsmann. It hasn't gone yet, and Neville Southall had come screaming out of his goal. And in the end, I think it's going to be a throw to Germany. But Southall was rather committed there. Zammer will take it as we move into time added on for stoppages in this first half. Klinsmann. Bremer, this time it's the right foot, and Neville Southall makes his 3rd important save of the first half. Well, Andreas Bremer has a reputation for scoring goals with his left foot. That was hit with his right foot, and Southall had to make a save which has kept the score sheet blank. Wales 0, Germany 0 at half-time. Well, the crowd in the National Stadium have been given a cause to find their voice for the second half, because Germany's captain Lothar Matthäus hasn't come out for the second half, having suffered a hamstring injury, and he's replaced by the second East German, Thomas Doll, who's now with Hamburg and out to win his 3rd cap for unified Germany. Wales haven't made any substitutions at half-time. And it'll be Germany to start the second half. As information about the substitute is tannoyed to the crowd. There was a little buzz went round when they saw that Matthäus wasn't in the German team as it came out. Bremer gives Bildner a touch, and Doll has gone into a slightly more advanced midfield position than Matthäus was occupying, and looks like Zammer, number 8, has dropped back to fill in the role that Matthäus was playing. This is Doll. It was. Neville Southall, I wonder if his hands are still tingling from the 3 saves that he made in the first half. Just looking around the Welsh team, it's goals that we're looking for. Helmer. And the Welsh will have to go hunting for it. One of Terry Yorath's comments before this match was that the Germans always qualify, the Welsh never do. But maybe it's all set to change. Maybe now. This is Saunders. Hughes in pursuit. Came off Bremer. It just wants one little moment of magic, perhaps by Saunders or Hughes or Rush, to open things up. They've certainly got goals this season for their club sides. 68 in total. It's a good tackle. Phillips. And the flag appeared to me to go up a little bit late, but Saunders adjudged offside. 21 goals Dean Saunders scored for Derby in the recent season. Narrowly offside, and 21 goals is not bad in a side that got relegated, is it? Jürgen Klinsmann hasn't had too many opportunities to show his pace and has made an extraordinary statement that he will retire at the age of 27, which is after the European Championships in Sweden next summer. And there's a lot of people say they're going to retire and then don't, aren't they? Voller. Oh, Salvo had to react quickly. It came back off Bodin. It's a good jump by Kohler. Oh, it went over the top of Ratcliffe. Hit by Bremer. For Voller. This is Sammer. That's Reuter. And this is Buchwald. And that was Barry Horn clattering in. Berthold. Zammer. And then Berthold again. They play good possession when they have it. Klinsmann tried to lay it back to Voller. And what happened there? I must admit I'd watched the play, and it's a red card for Berthold. Well, there's a Welsh player down, and there's a lot of furious protests going on, but there's no mistaking that Thomas Berthold has been sent off. So Berthold, he was booked in the first half. He can have no complaint about it. Here it is. Ratcliffe's on the floor, and he kicks Ratcliffe, and there's no doubt about that, but maybe Ratcliffe had shown him his studs. But there's no doubt that Berthold reacted, and he kicked the Welsh captain on the floor, and he's gone, and Germany are down to 10 men. And with just under half an hour left to play, this European Championship qualifying match takes a rather nasty turn. Hughes, followed by Buchwald, who seems to have been given that job. And the linesman decides whether to throw to Wales. Manchester United player takes up his position in the penalty area. Nicholas. Hit long. Bodin's header. Rush. This is Rush's position. He was trying to hold back his man and turn. Voller, Bremer. Over the top. For Klinsmann. Now space for Paul Bodin to get forward. Urged on by the crowd. Hazelwood. This is Nicholas. Drilled in too far, just a little bit. Half a yard, perhaps. Asking too much of Dean Saunders. Well, it's a typical rush position, that, isn't it? Zammer just got a foot on it and knocked it away from him. And how often have we seen him turn in those tight positions in the penalty area and get him a strike on goal and often score? 20 minutes gone in the second half, and Wales still chasing the goal they need, but now with much more incentive. Ratcliffe. Oh, Horn dispossessed. Stoll. This is Voller. This is Kohler. Voller got a flick header, and it went the wrong way. That's intended for Rush. He's got inside. Buchwald. It's Rush on Ilfner. Oh, he scored! Rush has done it. That's opened it up. That's what the Welsh wanted. Ian Rush, his 19th international goal for Wales, and what a priceless one. Well, he'd had a good position in the penalty area just a few seconds before, and when that ball came over the top, it was well hit by Paul Bodin. He saw that Rush had made a break, and Buchwald, good player that he is, he hasn't really got the pace, has he, to catch up with Ian Rush. It might have taken a rather nasty bounce. In fact, Ilfner may have got a touch on that. I think it might have come off the keeper's legs eventually, but what a fine ball by the left-back, Paul Bodin. Ilfner thought about coming, he changed his mind. Buchwald couldn't get in the tackle. No, there wasn't the touch on the keeper. Rush has tucked it into the corner, and Wales are ahead 1-0. The bounce just in front of Rush wasn't really kind then, but he showed a clinical finish. The Liverpool player, who scored 26 times for his club last season, has given Wales the lead halfway through the second half against a German team down to 10 men. Doll didn't catch it. Throw to Wales. Well, Ian Rush, he had a spell of 7 games in which he didn't score for Wales. That ended when he scored against Belgium, also got the crucial goal in Luxembourg, and now another crucial goal. Bremer. Just under 20 minutes left. And there's nothing in this match now for Germany other than to chase the game. That's Stefan Effenberg, who's one of the substitutes. This is Vola. Good left foot cross. Zammer's header. Southall saves. Wasn't too much power behind the header from Matthias Zammer. Southall always looks as though he would have it covered. Good cross from Vola. Bremer. Doll again. Appropriate name because he's a diminutive figure, but he's a good player. And I'm sure the Lazio officials who are here tonight to watch him will be impressed with the touches that he's had. Vola. Oh. Vola. But he's forced to go across the line of defence, and Saunders is penalised. It'll be a free kick. Well, English football has cause to rue the free kicks that German sides can take, particularly by Andreas Bremer. But this is Stefan Reuter. And there are 5 German players in the Welsh penalty area, 2 just outside. Intended for Effenberg, cut out by Hazelwood. In by Bremer. Good deep cross. Klinsmann. Vola didn't get a touch, but it was a good chance. Corner. Germany's second corner. And Vola knows how close he was to scoring. Bremer's good deep left foot cross. Intelligent jump by Klinsmann. Headed it down to Vola, who didn't get a clean touch. And although it was a Welsh player who put it behind for what would have been a corner, I rather think the linesman was given an offside. Not quite sure who against. Anyway, players restarted with a goal kick. So Bertie Vogts facing his first defeat as Germany's manager. And now just over 5 minutes to play in what would be a truly historic result. Reuter, who's now come into a midfield central defensive position, having played the first half at right back. Bremer. This is Vola. Oh, it was a rather unpleasant foul, I thought, by Vola on Barry Horn. And he can sometimes demonstrate that he's got a rather nasty side to his nature. Just look how high Vola's foot is here on Horn. Sent off, of course, in the World Cup against Holland, Rudi Vola. Nicholas for Rush. Neville lets it run. And understandably isn't in a hurry to take the throw. A World Cup winner, Bertie Vogts, back in 1974. But a man with a lot on his mind at the moment. Oh, Hughes has peeled off. Rush has played it over the top. And just offside. Well, I'm sure Hughes probably knew that he was offside. But that's managed to eat up a few more seconds. Braver. Vola. Buchwald. Too high for Dahl. And that's a goal kick, I think. Prove me wrong, it's a throw. That went out of play. It'll be a German throw. 4 minutes of the 90 left. Still Wales lead by that Ian Rush goal. And now so close to what would be a really important victory. They've tried so often to qualify for major finals and have failed at the last hurdle. A victory against Germany won't guarantee their qualification for Sweden, but it will really set things up. Klinsmann! Great save by Southall. They haven't cleared it yet, but Neville Southall gets a round of applause in the National Stadium for the 5th important stop, and that looked the best of the lot. Reuter, knocked on by Buchwald and hoisted anywhere by Wales. Three minutes left. Vola, Klinsmann, covered by Hazelwood. And the Bristol City player brought it out well. Bodin, who's now with Crystal Palace. Came on Helmer, throw to Wales. Well, this is the moment when Southall made a wonderful save from Klinsmann. How did he do it? One-handed, down to his left. I'm sure Klinsmann, when he got contact with that, must have felt that he was going to score, but he reckoned without Neville Southall. And Dean Saunders is the player who will make way for young Gary Speed. He's covered a lot of the pitch here at the National Stadium tonight, Dean Saunders. But he's been closely marked by Thomas Helmer and may himself feel a bit disappointed with his contribution. But Gary Speed has, well, on the 90 minutes, he's got about 30 seconds to make an impact. Rush. And that may be a substitution by Terry Yorath to eat up a little bit of time rather than to make a significant change. Bremer. Vola has made space for the cross. Effenberg. Well, he got a touch. I'm not sure whether it would have gone in, but it was dangerous across the face of goal. But Southall's looked tonight as though he'll stop everything. Didn't get a full touch, Stefan Effenberg. And the 90 minutes have been played. The whistle goes. Wales have won. A truly memorable result, really, this. The Rush goal midway through the second half. A typical Rush strike. And what a fabulous return they get for this. It's 2 points against the world champions. It's the first time that Germany have lost in 17 internationals. They've beaten the world champions. They've confirmed their position at the top of Group 5. Wales. And they've really set themselves up, perhaps, for their first qualification for a major finals since 1958. The job isn't over yet, but Rush's goal will make it that much easier. And no wonder Neville Southall is getting all the pats on the back. The string of world-class saves that Southall made was crowned by the one that he made from the head of Klinsmann to keep Wales ahead by that rush goal. So Wales confirm their position at the top of Group 5, now with 7 points. Germany second on 4, but Germany could still qualify if they win their 3 remaining matches, one of which, of course, is home to Wales in October.
Forward by Thomas to Lineker. Is there time yet for England? Here's Wise. Plenty of players forward here. There's the cross, and it's in! Lineker.
Gary Charles moving away. Pearce takes. Header out was by Jaya. And here's a chance for Lineker. It's in! The first minute, and Gary Lineker scores for England. Wright is well forward. And there is Wright. Oh, and Nigel Clough was close, and it's been stabbed in. Lineker again. Jeff Thomas. And Lineker again. Good save by the goalkeeper. Here's Platt. Oh, and Lineker at the near post has done it. It's a hat-trick for the England captain. And David Platt's in for this. It might come on to John Solarco. And the chance is there, and it's number 4. And who is it else but Gary Lineker?
As hosts, Sweden didn't have to qualify for the finals. Instead, manager Svensson had to use matches like this one against the old Soviet Union to prepare his team for the battles ahead. Berlin opened the scoring when the new Soviet goalkeeper Cherchesov fumbled a cross by Jonas Tern. It was an ideal start for Sweden. Only 4 minutes of play had gone, and already they'd set up a platform of authority. Manager Svensson could hardly believe it. Sweden continued to attack the Soviet defence. One excellent run ended in a chance of a second goal. Instead, centre-forward Martin Dahlin shot over. Sweden cannot afford to be so wasteful in June. But this was no ordinary friendly. It was a semi-final of a 4-team tournament in which the Swedes wanted to test their European Championship potential, both on and off the field. The slack marking, which allowed Sergej Joran to poach an equaliser, proved manager Svensson has plenty of work to do. The match went into extra time. At stake was a place in the final against Italy, who'd beaten Denmark 2-0 in Malmö in the other semi-final. Sweden's defence again looked frail. Dmitry Kuznetsov shot the Soviets ahead with a goal which appeared to surprise him as much as goalkeeper Ravelli. One major problem for Sweden is successfully blending their mixture of home-based players with the stars recalled match by match from clubs in Italy, Germany, Belgium, England and Portugal. As Brolin's equaliser demonstrated, playing abroad is much more than just financial advantages. Life in Italy has sharpened his finishing talents and turned him into a dangerous goal poacher. Extra time can often prove an anticlimax, with teams shuffling weary towards the lottery of a penalty shootout. But not this time. With 3 minutes remaining, Igor Korneyev scored what proved to be the winner for the Soviet Union.
Zielono-czerwoni zwyciężają na dzień dobry Irlandię 2-0 po bramkach João Pinto i Capuccio. Grano na stadionie w Porto, gdzie karierę rozpoczynał najsłynniejszy z portugalskich nastolatków Paulo Futre. Z Porto przeniesiemy się do Lizbony. Tu młodzi Argentyńczycy grali z występującą po raz pierwszy pod wspólnym sztandarem reprezentacją obu Korei. Wynik sensacyjny. Azjaci biją Latynosów 1-0 po mocnym strzale Cho In-chola. W innych meczach turnieju niespodziewana porażka Anglii z Hiszpanią oraz nadspodziewanie wysokie zwycięstwo Meksyku nad Szwecją 3-0. Mistrzostwa potrwają do 30 czerwca. Finał turnieju Scania Cup. Pierwsza minuta i rewelacyjny strzał Igora Korniejewa. Piłkarze Związku Radzieckiego prowadzą 1-0 z Włochami, ale składra Azzurra zrewanżuje się równie piękną akcją, zaś podanie Manciniego zamieni na bramkę Giannini. O zwycięstwie w Scanii, będącej generalną próbą przed przyszłorocznymi Mistrzostwami Europy, decydowały jedenastki. Mastawoj nie trafi do bramki Paliuki i 1 000 000 koron premii zainkasują Włosi. W grze o trzecie miejsce Szwedzi pokonali Duńczyków 4-0. Inny sukces piłkarzy z Italii to wywalczone w Hadze też po karnych Mistrzostwo Świata Drużyn Wojskowych. Kolejny test rozegrali Amerykanie. Zremisowali 1-1 z AC Milan wobec 40 000 widzów w Chicago.
Sweden, on all the evidence of their preparatory friendlies, must play to their attacking strengths. A victory over Yugoslavia last autumn emphasised that point. Darlene shot Sweden ahead with a goal which showed his ability to take on defenders and hit the target, given only the slightest glimpse of a gap. Yugoslavia went into this game without 4 Croatian players, who'd been regular members of their European Championship squad. Yugoslavia has always boasted a remarkable depth of football talent. Savicevic glided through on the right to hit a typically spectacular equaliser beyond Ravelli. In the second half, Sweden looked to Limpar to lead a counter-attack from midfield. They were not disappointed as he restored Sweden's 2-1 lead. Yugoslavia immediately hit back with an arrow of a free kick from Savicevic. Sweden have a number of outstanding forwards on whom to call, including Kenneth Andersson, Stefan Pettersson and Mats Magnusson. So Dahlin cannot rest on his laurels if he wants to lead Sweden's attack in the finals. Early this year, Sweden took their home-based players on an international trip to Australia. Svensson hoped to iron out some of the errors which kept Yugoslavia in this game. Michael Nielsen was at fault with an own goal which brought Yugoslavia level yet again at 3-3. Swedish football used to be considered more physical than technical, but the advent of professionalism and the greatest exposure to international competition has changed all that. Technically, some of Sweden's players now stand comparison with their southern European cousins. Match winner Turn, for example, has developed his all-round game with the Portuguese.
Our featured match of the evening, France, Czechoslovakia in Bratislava, Czechoslovakia. We'll update you on some scores quickly as we see the action from the opening minutes with Jean-Pierre Papin missing the net. Spain defeated Uruguay 2-1 in a friendly. Iceland, nothing. Denmark, nothing in a friendly. Both Spain and Iceland in the same qualifying group for the European Championships. Sweden defeated Yugoslavia by a score of 4-3, and it was Turkey 1, the United States 1. Now, in Bratislava earlier tonight, Czechoslovakia all over the board, and the scoring opening with this goal coming thanks to Václav Nemeček in the 19th minute. Another Václav there to delight in the moment. Czechoslovakian President Václav Havel. You'll see on the goal the terrible feed by Manuel Amoros. And so that gave Nemeček the ball. He shot. It was deflected by Basile Boli. And Michel Platini had reason to worry, the French national team selector, seeing his team caught flat-footed in the opening minutes. France had daringly decided to use a 3-forward attack, and towards the end of the first half it started to bear fruits as Jean-Pierre Papin was beginning to find the net. Here Manuel Amoros is able to make a long feed, Vayura over to Papin, and a great save by Miklosko, the West Ham goalkeeper, who is the Czechoslovakian national keeper. In the second half, France pours it on, and on this great feed by Perez, who had come on as a substitute, Papin is able to score. Platini deciding to go with another midfielder instead of a third forward, taking out Coquart for Perez, and it pays off as Perez feeds Papin, who drills the ball into the Czechoslovak net. But the Czechoslovakians continue to put on the pressure in front of the home crowd. They will do so the remainder of the night, often with good chances, if not for the play of sweeper Laurent Blanc and of Basile Boli on defense, and Manuel Amoros, all able to clear the ball away. Michel Platini worrying, his hairline receding a little bit tonight. And the Czechoslovakians into the final minutes with some excellent scoring chances, unable though to convert. The French wall solidifying. Now France hoping for the play to end. This is in the waning moments of the game. The French just praying for the whistle, the final whistle, but instead Perez feeds Jean-Pierre Papin, who is on sides, and easily so, as he beats the goalkeeper. And in the 89th minute, it is France defeating Czechoslovakia by a score of 2-1. France now virtually assured of going on to Sweden in June 1992 to play the European Cup. For Czechoslovakia, a disappointing loss after having lost at the Parc des Princes.
As the Group 2 final. In Bern, Tony Gallo.
For once, Scotland's selection problems have involved the luxury of who to leave out. With 6 candidates for the striking roles, coach Andy Roxburgh has gone for the Rangers pair of Ali McCoist and Maurice Johnson, back after a 1-year retirement from international football following his disappointments at the World Cup in Italy last summer. And with Gordon Durie of Tottenham also included in a midfield role, there's very much an attacking look to Scotland tonight. A team here which shows 4 changes from a rather weakened side that did beat Switzerland 2-1 at Hampden last year. The Swiss are still resentful about that defeat, and they're no longer the pushovers of world football. Although the names and faces in their lineup are not too familiar, there are 1 or 2 to look out for. Number 8, Heinz Hermann, winning his 115th cap tonight, approaching Peter Shilton's world record of 125. He's the playmaker in midfield. And number 7, Adrian Knoop, who's on a remarkable scoring sequence. 11 goals in his last 12 internationals, and at 23 considered the hottest property currently in Swiss football. Andy Roxburgh looking on tonight, starting his 6th season as Scotland's coach. And what a crucial match this is for both of these sides. A victory for either one tonight wouldn't guarantee a place in Sweden next summer, but it would virtually book the ticket. And if Scotland do have a marginal advantage, maybe a draw would suit them better than Switzerland. This is Sforza. Has been suffering from a neck injury, and the Swiss have really played cat and mouse here this week about who would play and who wouldn't play. They really are taking this match very seriously indeed. Oh, and they've got dispossessed. A good break on here. Durie's forward in support. Blocked by number 4, Hare. But a good early chance there for Scotland, and it was interesting to see that Durie was in support of number 9, Ali McCoist. And Scotland at this stage are doing quite a good job of filling the midfield, and they're preventing the Swiss from making too much progress. Now they'll try down the right flank. Hottiger. Malpass across to cover. Hit first time by Hottiger. Chapuisa offside. It doesn't count. The flag went up right away on the far side. It certainly looked a good ball, drilled in by number 2, Hottiger. But as soon as he hit it, the linesman put his flag up. Long before number 11, Stefano Chapuisa, put it in. And that's why, clearly offside. 41 games Scotland have played since Andy Roxburgh became the coach. They've won 15, drawn 13, and lost 13. Over the top for Ali McCoist. Will it bounce kindly for him? Still McCoist. Hottiger forced him wide. He did well, the number 2. He could have dived in then and maybe conceded a penalty. He didn't. He just kept escorting Ali McCoist away from goal. Turk Yilmaz pursued by Nickel. Too long. This is Heldman. Herman teeing it up for Suter. Oh, great shot! It came back off the underside of the bar. And Scotland live again. What a great shot by number 10, Alan Suter. It beat Gorham's dive, hit the underside of the bar and didn't go in. Swartzer here, the number 5, winning only his second cap for Switzerland tonight. And he's put in a good ball, hasn't he, to find Ottiger. The number 2 had made a good, strong run down the right. And he was well found indeed by number 5, Swartzer. Now he's beaten offside. The keeper thought about coming. He's changed his mind. Is this Scotland's glory? Oh! Stefan Huber did very well. Maybe you'd say Ali McCoist didn't do. It was a one-on-one for the Rangers number 9. And Huber gave nobody any cause to think that there was a foul or a penalty. He took the ball cleanly. And McCoist will look back, I'm sure, and feel that he could have done better. A clear one-on-one. And here's another Chapuisa. What a blow for Scotland. They could have taken the lead at one end through Ali McCoist, and within seconds they're caught in a similar situation at the other. This time the one-on-one was Chapuisa, and he did what McCoist didn't, and he found the net. Switzerland ahead 1-0, and that's a real blow for Scotland. Well, if it was going to be hard here in Bern for Scotland tonight, it's going to be even harder after that. 30 minutes gone in the first half, and now trailing 1-0. Andy Roxburgh looking at his watch. It's just about 10 minutes to go to half-time. Dury needs support, finds it from Nickel. Morris Johnson, 2 marking him. Still got it to Dury. What can Scotland do here? Oh, the whistle had gone for a push. And Tom Boyd was the player penalised. I think he indicates to the referee after this that the player fell down in front of him. It didn't look too intentional, but Boyd thought that he was blocked. Nickel. Johnson. No foul given. Oriel. Turkil Maz. Great break by Hellman. He ignored him. Turkil Maz. Fine save, Gorham. Nickel turns it behind for the corner. Powerful run by the 24-year-old number 9. There was a player on and he might have given it to. That's Hellman, but he chose to go alone. Unfortunately for Gorham, it was straight at him. Well, Scotland can't really afford to concede another goal as we approach half-time. Again, they've got everybody back in the penalty area. Herman! 2-0! Heinz Herman, the Swiss captain and their veteran, winning his 115th cap. A clear free header. He got to the ball before the defender. And nobody could stop that from inside the 6-yard box. 2-0 Switzerland. 5 minutes just over to go to half-time. Malpass. Dury. It's Oriel who got his head on it. And finally away by Hare. And Morris Johnson is down in the Swiss penalty area. And he might well have been injured by his teammate Gordon Durie coming in behind him. This was how Johnson got injured. Durie, who came in behind him, Oriel won the header. And that's left the Rangers player prostrate. And 14, Gary McAllister of Leeds is the player whom Andy Roxburgh has decided to send on as the replacement for Maurice Johnson. Durie, pursued by Sforza, still Durie, checks inside, tees it back. Oh, he's put it wide. In fact, it hasn't yet gone out of play. Strachan. Beaten by Suter, there's no way back to the keeper. Well, Gary McAllister, perhaps not on the field long enough, really. Just come on as a substitute, and he swept his foot at that and didn't make the sort of contact that he wanted. And Scotland have missed another chance to score. Both sides start the second half as they finished the first. No substitutions made. But Scotland look as if they've made a positional change. Steve Nicol has gone to centre-back alongside David McPherson. McKimmie has gone to right-back. Malpass is still left-back. The news from the dressing room about the injury to Maurice Johnson is that he's got a knock in the small of the back and the damage is still being assessed. What an important 45 minutes this is for Scotland. Wouldn't they dearly love an early goal back? Certainly made enough scoring chances in the first half. The only problem was they just didn't convert any of them.
Official number of visitors, 48,000.
Well, that's a disastrous kick by Stefan Huber. Didn't make halfway line. Straight into touch. Scotland's throw. Durie. McCall. Harried by Canoop. Popped into the middle by Boyd. McKimmie drilled in. Durie! That's exactly what Scotland wanted. They've pulled a goal back right at the start of the second half. Just 2 minutes gone since the second half began, and Scotland have given themselves a lifeline. Durie's header bringing him his third international goal in his 13th match. And it couldn't have been better timed. It was close to Huber. He might have got a hand on it. And if we trace that back, Scotland's scoring chance came about because the Swiss goalkeeper had a dreadful kick out which went straight into touch, gave Scotland possession, and from that they built the attack and they pulled a goal back. Now the important thing for Scotland, of course, is not to concede another. And to steady the ship. Suter, has he run it too far? Corner given. And the Swiss number 10 had an altercation with the hoarding. Well, what an extraordinary sequence of matches between these two sides in this qualifying group. So much incident and excitement at Hampden, and it's more than matched by this match here in Bern tonight. Hottiger. And he had to save it. They haven't cleared it yet. Oh, and it's finally away. Great one-handed save by Andy Gorham. Mark Hottiger Rudiger was way out of the penalty area. But look how true that flew, and it's a clawing one-handed save by Gorham. And then when it's drilled back into the 6-yard box, he misses it. I think he came off Nichols' heels eventually, and Scotland were desperately pleased to scramble that clear. Strachan. It's intended for McClare. This is McPherson for Scotland. Strachan tried to check where everybody was. Got a bit more time now. Keep going forward, Strachan. And brought down from behind. And if they run at these defenders, the Scots, they're going to get free kicks. And it looks as though he's reached for the card. Oh, and there's a bit of pushing and shoving. And this is all silly. And they're still pushing, and the Scots are having to fight to get the ball back. Well, amidst all that, the referee took out his yellow card. May well have been Chapuisa that he showed the yellow card to, although I can't be sure. And he may well be taking a Scottish name as well. But that just shows you how much tension is lying underneath this game. Nicholl to retrieve it for Scotland. They've stayed forward in numbers, and they've beaten offside. Oh, well, I looked at the linesman when the ball was kicked. He didn't put the flag up, and 2 seconds later he did. Well, that's a bit of nonsense by Chapuisa, waving his arms about. And it was Chapuisa who was cautioned a moment ago. Oh, that's fallen nicely. McClare's in the middle. So too was Jury. And the ball didn't get over the first defender. Oh, Ali McCoist broke down the right. He could have just got that over the top. There were 2 blue shirts. Scotland instead with a corner. Strachan to take. Hit in low, and they missed it all. Malpass. Intelligent ball for Strachan. Checks. Wants to tee it up. There's a crowd of players, and it was too close to Huber. Came off Nicholl. Is this yet to be another night, and Scottish football will rue what might have been. So close, so many times, to doing something significant in world football. They failed in the World Cup the last 5 times to make the progress that was expected of them. And now in this European Championship qualifying group, it's Switzerland who have their noses in front. And are Scotland to be denied a place yet again? Jury! Brilliant save! But now! Oh, yes! It's 2-2! Scotland can celebrate. They've got the goal they deserve. Ali McCoist. But what a fabulous effort from Jury. And who could have complained if that had gone to the Tottenham player, who's been my star of the match. Fine save by Huber. But McCoist doing what strikers should do and poking on the loose ball. And he buries that emphatically, doesn't he? Six minutes left, it's 2 apiece, and Scotland have the point that they wanted. McCoist. Oh, he lifted his foot high, but he probably couldn't surely have known that the defender was right up his back pocket. 2 minutes left. Herman, shadowed by McCall. Oh, taking too long. Pottinger. They're trying to tee it up, aren't they? Suter. Oh, he handled it. No, it's a handball. Definitely a handball. No doubt about it. And 10 out of 10 for the referee, not only for spotting it, but also for not in any way being intimidated by this very partisan crowd. Chapuisa knocked it in with his hand. Well, Switzerland were held to a goalless draw in the home match they played here against Romania. Oh, they hit the back of the Swiss player, and they left it for nickel, thankfully. Strachan, and with Switzerland pressing forward, trying to steal the game in the last few minutes, they're beginning to leave a bit of space. Obstruction, free kick. Well, look that way. Mikel. Brought down, free kick again. They're just keeping tabs on the free kick. We've now had 40 in the match. Pharaoh. McPherson, at good distance, only to a red shirt. Suter. Again, cleared by the Hearts player, David McPherson. Pottinger laying it back to Sforza. Offside flag went up. McPherson won the header, only as far as Herman. Scotland still holding on in these seconds added on for stoppages. Oh, and that flattened nickel. Sforza. And the whistle goes. And that's a great result for Scotland. A result which says a lot for their courage and their character and their commitment. They didn't lose heart when they trailed 2-0, having failed to score themselves on several occasions. And in a strange way, the loss of Maurice Johnson may have been their salvation, because when Dury started to partner Ali McCoist up front in the second half, Scotland looked much more potent and got the 2 goals that they deserved. The first from Gordon Dury right at the start of the second half, and then the equaliser from Ali McCoist in the 83rd minute to cancel out the 2 first-half goals by Chapuisa and Herman. And a point in Bern sets up Scotland now perhaps to qualify for the European Championship for the very first time.
Well, both Switzerland and Scotland have yet to play in Romania. Scotland need to do as well as Switzerland there and then beat San Marino to qualify. The return match taking place actually in Sweden. The Faroe Islands versus Northern Ireland. Gerald Sinstadt now reports.
Struck deep for McDonald. And put in, I think, by Kevin Wilson. And that's the early goal that Northern Ireland were looking for. The header wasn't very good. It fell to Wilson. And that will be Kevin Wilson's 3rd international goal. Dowie. Given a second chance. Black to cross. 4 in the middle. Better cross. 2-0. And Clark gets the second. Now this is beginning to look very promising indeed. Kingsley Black, who's a beautiful crosser of the ball, curls it away from defenders, and it just dropped onto Clark's head, just as he would have invited it. Dennison with the free kick. Dowie was coming in, McDonald shot, and it is 3-0. Well, everything is going right for Northern Ireland. They just keep taking pots, and every time a coconut.
Substitutes warming up behind the Pharaoh's bench. And maybe not before time. That's a good turn by Dowie. And a good cross too. And Clark. Good cross. Header out comes to Clark. And the goalkeeper is wrong-footed, I think perhaps by a deflection, but it will be Clark's goal. And that's 4-0. Now Black with the corner for Northern Ireland. Teasing one. Dowie's header. And there was a handball, I suspect, there. I'm not sure, he hasn't given a penalty. I don't know whether we can spot it. Oh yes, very clear handball. Mercury was the offender, and he's got a red card and is being sent off. Mercury has been sent off, and Colin Clark has been given the chance of a hat-trick and a place in Northern Ireland football history. There it is, 5-0, 3 goals to Colin Clark, and he joins Billy Gillespie, Joe Bambrick, and more recently Jerry Armstrong as Northern Ireland's leading scorer in international football. He now has 12.
Good result for Northern Ireland, but Yugoslavia remain favourites to qualify from that group.
Eurosport's coverage of the race to qualify for the European Championship finals in Sweden next year continues with 3 matches tonight. From Group 3, the Soviet Union against Hungary. Later on, we'll bring you the goals from the Faroe Islands against Denmark from Landskrona. But first, from Reykjavik, the Group 1 match between Iceland and Spain. Well, Spain are captained by Emilio Butragueño, but even his goals have failed to deliver Spain to the verge of qualification for the European Championships. In truth, they have only a mathematical chance of winning Group 1, which will almost certainly see France go forward next summer. It really will be unusual to go into the European Championship finals without a team from Spain. Finalists remember in '84 when they lost to a France team inspired by Michel Platini. You have to go back 16 years to find the last time Spain failed to make it to the European Championship finals. Really is one of the imponderables of European football, while Spain, who have such a strong domestic league, are unable to produce a really successful international side. Well, Iceland's new coach, Ásgeir Ásson, have caused a real stir by leaving out the country's most experienced player, Atli Edvaldsson. Including in his side 3 players with English clubs at the moment: Ziggy Johnson of Arsenal and Orliksson of Nottingham Forest, plus Gundi Bergson of Spurs. It's Bergson, Omslev and Christian Jonsson across the back. Valsson, Ziggy Johnson, Thorardsen, Björnsson and Orliksson in the middle. And it's Grettersen and Sverrisson up front. Match underway. It's Spain in the red jerseys playing from right to left in the first half. Let's take a check on the Spanish side. Remember, included in their lineup, Martin Vázquez playing his football now in Italy. Spain are unchanged from their last international appearance. They had a 2-1 victory over Uruguay in a friendly game recently. It was Spain's first win in their last 5 internationals, and a first match in charge for their new coach, Vicente Miera. He's the former Real Madrid player of the 1960s. Number 9, Butragueño, scored 26 goals for his country. He leads the attack in a side which lines up with a back 3 of Sanchis, Abelardo and Solathabal. It's Michel, Eusebio, Vizcaíno, Martin Vázquez and Goycochea across the middle, and Manolo and Butragueño up front. Here is Butragueño. Held off the challenge well. Torderson. But his side have won a free kick here. In fact, it is Butragueño, the man who's lying on the turf, and a booking early on in this game
for Bjarnsen. Kees Bakker, the referee from Holland for this European Championship Group 1 game. And a free kick to Spain here. It's Eusebio, number 4, standing over the ball with Michel and Martin Vázquez. Eusebio takes it. Got a little bit of curl on his shot, but never really troubled the goalkeeper, Christensen. Away by Eusebio. Jonsson. Martin Vázquez. Most of the things that Spain will create in midfield will come from him. Oh, and here's an opening. Tordasan, great chance for 1-0. Zubizarreta makes the save, and it just wouldn't fall the way of Ziggy Jonsson. Spain caught very, very open there. And Tordasan couldn't really believe it to start with. Vázquez missed out on the tackle. Tordasan winning his 44th cap, had that shot on goal which Zubizarreta saved. This is Goycochea then for Spain. Valsen just trying to keep an eye on him. Turned back inside. With Cayeno with that a rather weak shot. He's not really known for his goal-scoring exploits with Atletico Madrid. Solathabal. It's a fair-looking pass. Butragueño, the captain, away from Ziggy Jonsson. Now, he fell over the challenge of Peter Ormslev. One of the few dark-haired players in this Iceland side. 5 is Orliksson, still on the books of Nottingham Forest, and he goes for this return now. Fair-looking cross too. It troubled Abelardo. And Orliksson, who's been at Nottingham Forest for the last couple of years, opened up Spain then. Butragueño! Still Iceland 0, Spain 0. In this European Championship Group 1 game from Reykjavik. Vázquez, Butragueño. With Cayeno. This is a promising move by Spain. Martin Vázquez. Oh, that's a fine ball. Picking out Goycochea here. And that's a fine driven cross and a chance for Manolo. And it was a ball by Martin Vázquez which really stretched Iceland here. And watch out for number 7, Manolo, waiting in the middle. As Goycochea got that cross in, wasn't too far away. Manolo needs support. Rather weak shot by Vizcaíno, number 6. Spanish attack led by 2 players from Madrid, but with 2 very different clubs. Manolo with Atletico Madrid and Emilio Butragueño with Real Madrid. The Spain feel that challenge by Roberto Solathabal was fair. Kees Bakker, the referee from Dordrecht, didn't quite agree with them. Kees Bakker ranked number 3 in Holland behind John Blankenstein and Mario van der Ende. Certainly one of the more experienced officials from Holland. That was a powerful header by Sverrisson. In the end, it was a fairly easy save for Zubizarreta. Still await the first goal of this European Championship game. Well, there was about 2 or 3 fouls there on Orliksson. Referee has to decide which one was the illegal one. Well, per many 1 from 3. Ormslev will take the free kick. His claim to fame is that his wife is a pop star in Iceland. Did exceptionally well in the Eurovision Song Contest about 4 years ago, I'm led to believe. Ormslev then with his free kick. Well, let's hope his wife sings a little better than he takes free kicks. 11 is Gretterson. Siggy Jonsson. Another opening here, Gretterson. That was a good save by Zubizarreta. Although Iceland are being caught offside, and that left flank of Spain has been opened up a couple of times now by Iceland. This is Ziggy Gretterson, winning his 40th cap for his country. He might have finished it off with a goal there. Salathabal. Vizcaíno. Gundy Bergson with the back pass. Unable to play for Tottenham Hotspur tonight, Gundy Bergson. Spurs playing in a Rumbelows Cup tie back in England. Jonsson with the free kick. Michel very deep, having to help his defence out. So too Salathabal and Martin Vázquez, who heads it clear. Siggy Jonsson again. Another fine ball. And they're queuing up in the middle for this cross. Not a particularly good one, which Abelardo manages to clear. Well, it's certainly been an interesting first half. And Spain's desire to dominate proceedings have proved ill-founded, to say the least. Remember, Spain only have a slim chance of qualifying for Sweden next year, and they must win this game to have a mathematical chance of stopping France making it to the European Championship finals from Group 1. Abelardo. 5 is Sanchis. So after 45 minutes, it's goalless, but the chances have gone to Iceland. Zubizarreta has been the busier of the two goalkeepers, and Spain will certainly have to up the tempo in the second half if they're going to win this game and keep in the hunt. Half-time score then from Reykjavik in this European Championship Group 1 game. Iceland 0, Spain 0. He replaces Valsson, the Reykjavik player. There's Siggy Jonsson. And it's Iceland to get the second half underway. They certainly had the best of things in the first half. And Thordarson had a good opportunity to score, and shortly afterwards Gretterson too. So Iceland playing from right to left in the second half. This is the 6th meeting of the two countries. Spain have won all the previous 5, but all were very narrow margins, 1-0s and 2-1s. And this looked like it's going to be a narrow one as well. As with Vizcaíno, number 6 for Spain. And Spain have free kick right at the start of this second half. Driven very long. Martin Vázquez unable to keep that one in play. Energetic run by the substitute Martinsen. Jonsson. Gretterson. They just couldn't force it through that extra 5 or 10 yards, but they have won themselves a free kick here. And their domination of play and authority of midfield suggests it'll be Iceland who might be the first team to score in this match. There wasn't a lot to choose between the two teams in the opening 20 minutes, but Iceland have certainly threaded their passes together. Their forwards have synchronised well. And they've won a few free kicks in and around the edge of that Spanish penalty area. And they have another one here. Twice the Spanish defence denied Iceland a clean shot on goal, and they can counter-attack here with Manolo. Michel. That came off Christian Jonsson. Michel with a throw. Eusebio, that's another good tackle by Jonsson again. 28-year-old defender. Michel then with a corner. Still 0-0 in Reykjavik. Iceland's only success so far in their European Championship campaign. A win over Albania. Certainly one of the minnows of the European footballing community. But you certainly couldn't guess that on their performance today. Grettersson's cross, away by Sanchez. Now can Grettersson pick it up again? Martin Vazquez. With Vizcaíno, Vazquez again. Well, Butragueño never imagined he was going to get that ball, and when it squirted through to him, he wasn't quite ready. Eusebio. Wide to Michel. Oh, blatant push. Bjornsson guilty there. And there was a good chance of a header there for Manolo. Siggy Jonsson with a flick on. Sanchez looking for Abelardo. Grettersson with a layoff. Toddason. Siggy Jonsson. This is good play by Iceland. They've brought their fullback into it here. Toddason with that releasing ball. Abelardo with an unusual clearance, to say the least. Oh, Grettersson just couldn't force it in. But what a splendid tackle to deny him. Well, Siggy Grettersson has gone close now on 2 occasions. Here's the chance again, but look at the covering tackle by Sanchez. In fact, it was Eusebio who got it away. And Ásgeir Eliasson, the coach of Iceland, must be thinking that his side are getting very close now. Still 0-0. Here's Michel. And off the line from that header by Manolo. It was Christian Jonsson who got it clear. Martin Vazquez looking for Eusebio, didn't quite come his way. Well played by Sverrisson. Grettersson. Into Siggy Jonsson playing at the centre of midfield for Iceland. Ormslav looking for Grettersson. Toddason. And the pressure on that Spanish goal is beginning to mount as Spain funnel it clear. And Iceland are building up a platform of authority in which they're beginning to attack Spain with increasing regularity and increasing ease. Martin Vazquez. Butragueño off Ormslav. Headed back in by Vizcaíno, but an easy one here for the substitute Martinsson. Good 40-yard ball too, looking for Sverrisson. Todderson with that throw. Gretchen will get it back to him again. Gretchen again. Sverrisson waiting in the middle, more or less on the penalty spot now. Quality of Iceland's passing let them down on that occasion. They've got it again here. Sanchis has missed out. This is a great chance for Sverrisson. Now, can he convert? Again, a desperate Spanish tackle, just about got it away. It was Abelardo who saved Spain's blushes there, when Sverrisson seemed certain to score. Well, what was Sanchis number 5 doing here? That was a very peculiar clearance by anybody's standards. Sverrisson, number 9, had this great chance, but look at that covering tackle by Abelardo. Michel. Still Iceland 0, Spain 0. In a game which Spain have to win to keep alive any slim hopes they have of reaching the European Championship finals. It's a group that France have virtually sewn up. Try telling that to the die-hard Spanish football fans. Michel. Manolo, number 7. Well, Butragueño scored 26 goals for his country, but really has had few opportunities to show his goal-scoring talent in this game. And if anything, it's Iceland that looked and have looked the more sharper. And here's Gretchen again. Michel. Salathabal. That wasn't too far away to the opening goal of the match, and Spain really have fought a real rearguard action now, and they've brought off Martin Vázquez and brought on Hierro, midfield player from Real Madrid. Still 0-0 in this game. Todderson to take this throw. Todderson supplies the cross. Ziggy Jonsson. Todderson with that hoisted clearance to change the emphasis of the attack. And Spain restricted now to their tactics of containment and counter-attack. Ormslev. Hierro, first real touch for him. And a little bit of space for him too here. Butragueño. Ziggy Jonsson took the ball off him with some ease. Bjarnsen. For is Eusebio. Looking for Manolo inside the fullback. That was a good ball. Ormslev intercepts. Oh, a bit of a respite here for Spain. For is Eusebio. Butragueño. Jonsson will get it clear. In his own time, mind you. And needs a bit of help in the end. So free kick, which Ormslev takes. Cleared as far as Björnsson. Björnsson goes the return. Falls very wide. In the end, gives a throw into Spain. So Lathabal with a throw. Still no breakthrough. Ziggy Jonsson. And a goal for Olsson. 1-0 Iceland lead. And that goal had been coming for a long, long time. It was a goal which was born in England, really. Ziggy Jonsson with that 20-yard pass. And Olsson, who plays for Nottingham Forest, struck it on the volley. Great goal for Iceland, and they've stung Spain now. It's Iceland 1, Spain 0. Spain 0, the latest score in this European Championship Group 1 game. I know the scoreline may seem surprising on the run of play. Not a shock by any stretch of the imagination. Only goal of the game coming from Olsson. And here come Iceland again. Stretching Spain, Björnsson. Untidy cross, which Grettersson couldn't make capital of, just inside that 18-yard box. And Spain's chances, however slim, of going to the European Championship finals in Sweden next year are disappearing very, very fast indeed. Remember, Spain must win this game. Iceland have never beaten Spain before, but they're a goal up. Michel then with a free kick. Look how many blue and white shirts are behind the ball there for Iceland. Really is a study in defending. Theory is, of course, if you've enough players behind the ball, it's going to make it harder and harder for the opposing team to score. That's exactly what Iceland have done. They've frustrated Spain in midfield. And when they've brought the ball out from their own defence, they've attacked in numbers. This is Michel. Oh! Only a couple of feet away, but it took a wicked deflection. And that deflection from the shot by Pharaoh almost beat Christensen. Goalkeeper saw it late. Michel. Here's Manolo. Michel measures his cross, but away by Ormslev. Eusebio. Neat play here by Spain. He just couldn't force the ball back to Manolo. And Ziggy Jonsson loses out. And the ball comes through to Michel here. Far too close to the goalkeeper. Butragueño looked very unimpressed with that cross by his teammate Michel. And that was an easy save. Sverrisson did well. Here's the substitutes. Magnusson. Oh, did well to get past Lathabal. Just about managed to get a touch on the ball to deflect it away for a corner. And Hidor Magnusson, the striker, came close again. Grettersson drops it in short. Ziggy Jonsson. It's in by Sverrisson, 2-0. Now Zubizarreta claims there was a handball in there. But Kees Bakker, the Dutch referee, says no. And it's Iceland 2, Spain 0. And Spain are surely out of the reckoning now. Stuttgart's young, exciting striker has settled this game. He really is a man for the big occasions, scored in his first Bundesliga match. And that is where Zubizarreta feels there was a handball, possibly against Magnusson. But Sverrisson didn't wait when the ball ran loose and makes it Iceland 2, Spain 0. Well, it's not often that Iceland came up with an improbable result like this. They're still talking about 1956 when they beat an English side 3-2. It might have been 3-0 there. Iceland 2, Spain 0. It's looking likely Spain will fail to qualify for a European Championship finals for the first time in 16 years. You can hear what the Reykjavik crowd think of that. Don't have too much to celebrate. Remember, Iceland's only win prior to what appears to be a victory here was against Albania. The team have only scored just 4 goals in their 6 matches. Not long to wait now. Martinsson. Ormslev. Pharaoh finding Sanchez. Trying to get away from Gretterson. Gretterson fouled Sanchez. Now, which of the 4 are going to take this free kick? Pharaoh, number 15, lining himself up to strike it. Really has been a story of Spain's frustration in this European Championship game. Shot more at home, perhaps, in the forthcoming Rugby World Cup. Gretterson. Iceland really have played with a spring in their step. They fired on all cylinders. And here they come again. Tordarsson. Finding Ziggy Jonsson. Incredible to think that he's unable to find a place in the first team at Highbury with Arsenal. Looks such a good player at this sort of level. Now Iceland have Gretterson wide on the left. Here he is, number 11. Caught offside. And a free kick to Spain. They really need something extraordinary now to save them. Ormslev. That was out of play. It's going to be a throw-in to Spain. It really is all over bar the shouting now, because Iceland have a 2-0 advantage. They have a stranglehold on this game, and they're about to write a new chapter in their history. because no Icelandic team have ever beaten Spain before. Pharaoh almost stole the ball for Spain there. And a free kick to Iceland. Michel with the backheader to Zubizarreta. Ziggy Jonsson in midfield. Manolo. With a foul, and the end of this game littered with fouls now. Maybe Iceland are beginning to tire. They've played ever so well. And an easy catch for Christensen, player from Reykjavik. Sverrisson, just a little bit ambitious. He had Magnusson waiting down the middle. And there is Ásgeir Eilersen, criticised for not including Atli Edvaldsson in his side, his experienced captain. But just about looks as though he got it right. First game in charge for Iceland. Quite a feather in his cap. This impressive display over Spain. Manolo for Spain now. Away by Kirsten Jonsson. Sanchez. Solathabal. Michel, this more reminiscent of a typical Spanish move. Plenty of passing, plenty of running off the ball. But it all leads to naught. And back to the Icelandic goalkeeper. For is Eusebio. Butragueño. Michel. Gretterson. Every back pass now being cheered by the crowd in the Laugardals Valur Stadium. Hasn't really been a happy week for Spanish football. Spain's Olympic team lost to the Icelandic equivalents yesterday in Reykjavik. And it looks like the senior squad have had a similar fate. Eusebio. It is Michel, but look at that poor control and poor concentration, and it set up another Icelandic raid here. Here's a substitute, Magnusson. So, inside the final minutes of the game. And now moving into stoppage time. And it's all over. Iceland have beaten Spain for the first time ever. And Spain are out of the reckoning and will not be going to the European Championship finals in Sweden next year after losing here by 2-0. Big match coming up, the next one, Spain against France. That's how Group 1 looks tonight. Welcome back to Eurosport's coverage of the European Championships. And next to Group 3 in a vital game between the top two sides, the Soviet Union in white and Hungary. Soviet Union, very strong favourites to qualify for next year's European Championship finals. They currently lead Group 3 and need just 4 more points from their final 3 games to be sure of qualifying. Hungary will have a lot to say about that. Soviets show just 2 changes from the team which beat Norway in Oslo last month. Oleg Kuznetsov and Sergei Yuran dropped down to the substitutes bench. number 5, Galiamin, and number 11, Mostovoy, both start the game. Incidentally, this is Hungary's first European Championship game since May. 3 changes for them from the side which lost 3-1 to Italy in Salerno. Shalmar, Lindsay and Kozma all return. Here's Mikhailichenko then for the Soviet Union, who despite playing at home are playing in all whites in the Lenin Stadium in Moscow. This is Shalimov. Got away there by Distel. Powerful run by Shalmar here. Konchelsis, now playing his club football with Manchester United, made the challenge. Here's an interesting ball for Mostovoy. Really has been an action-packed opening to the game. Mikhailichenko did his customary impression of the 5th Cavalry. Aleinikov. Kolivanov just couldn't force his way through there. And that's Shalimov. Here's Shalimov again, number 6. 10 is Lajos Tatari, very much the star of Hungarian football. Aleinikov looking for Mikhailichenko, who was bundled over on the edge of that penalty area. And a free kick now to the Soviets. Three is Kulkov, who's now playing his club football in Portugal with Benfica. He's nearest the ball, Aleinikov. So still the Soviet Union 0, Hungary 0. Soviets' next match, incidentally, home to Italy on October the 12th. The Italians have to beat the Soviet Union and produce a high-scoring win in their final 2 games against Norway and Cyprus to have even the remotest of chances of going through. The Italians still think they have a chance. Svaiba. Chernishev finds Mikhailichenko. Chernishev again. Aleinikov is the man with a moustache. Svaiba. That was an interesting punch away by Zsolt Petri, the goalkeeper of Hungary. This is Monos. Kozma, who plays his football with Dunfermline in the Scottish League now, just couldn't win that ball. And here's Mostovoy. In fact, it's Shalimov, number 6, looking for Mostovoy. And the cross not of the highest quality. This is Lajos Tatari. Game being played at a furious pace. Kiprich now. Mikhailichenko. Konchelskis. Tries to get it away from Shalmar. Limperga. Shalmar. Lajos Tatari, number 10 for Hungary. Limperga. Kiprich. Trying to get away from Kulkov. No way through for Hungary. This really is a game for the purists. Plenty of skill. And the game being moved from one end of play to the other with the rapidity of an ice hockey game. Shalimov. Feels he was fouled there. Shalimov, still only 22 years old. Started his career as a striker and has now been moved to the left-hand side of midfield. Tonight's referee, Zoran Petrovic from Yugoslavia. And the Soviets still pressing with Kulkov there. Number 3. Two is Chernishev, the Dynamo Moscow player. Forward Sviber, studied build-up by Soviet Union. Konchelskis, chested away to Galiamin. Kulkov, oh, this looks promising. Mostovoy waiting. Here is Mostovoy. Mikhailichenko! Well, at one stage, it just looked like there were just too many of the Soviet players buzzing round the ball. Great run here by Kulkov. Mostovoy laid it into the path of Mikhailichenko and a save by Zsolt Petri. To his Monosh. Lindsay. Kozma. Distel. Place in Belgium. So many of this Hungarian side playing their football and club football in Belgium. Zsolt Petri playing with Ghent. Monosh with FC Liège. There's Kalman Metsur, the coach of Hungary. Also had a spell in charge of the Turkish national side. Limperger plays for Ferencváros. Alenikov just itching to get a tackle in. Lorenz. The throw-in goes Hungary's way. Monosh to take it. Datari lost out. Only as far as Lindsay. Datari. Shelimov. Picked up instantly, though, by Kozma. Datari. This is Kiprich. Yes! 1-0 to Hungary against the run play. And it's the first goal the Soviet Union have conceded in this European Championship qualification group. They've kept Kiprich very quiet up till now. But 7 minutes into this game, he just needed half a yard to squeeze the ball past Cherchesov. And it's the Soviet Union 0, Hungary 1. Well, the Soviets were very proud of that record of not having conceded a goal in this group. All that's gone now, and all their attacking and all their possession has come to naught, and the Hungarians have the advantage. Limperger. Konchelskis finding Mostovoy. Mikhailichenko was brought down. And Kozma, with all the complaining in the world, has conceded the free kick. Well, the Soviet Union aren't going to get very far with that sort of accuracy. This is Kulkov then for the Soviets, who trail Hungary by a goal to nil. Galiamin. Kulkov. Kulkov again. Good little run this. Oh, that's a fine save by Zsolt Petri from Mostovoy. This really was struck with some venom. In fact, it was Kolivanov who had the shot saved. It stung the palms of Zsolt Petri. Galiamin. Shelimov. Galiamin again. Datari running backwards and clearing the ball forwards. Lorenz. Kovac. Plenty of red shirts forward here for Hungary, including Kiprich. And he felt that the ball came off his head and struck Svibar on the hand. Shalimov. Still 1-0 to Hungary in the red. But plenty of Soviet running off the ball here. Mostovoy. Kiprich, the goal scorer. Great little back heel to release Monosh. Not too many options to Monosh here. Really was stern challenge. Chernishev, a real wild swing at Monosh then. He must have felt as though it hit a brick wall. Oleg Kuznetsov, the Rangers player, about to come on for the Soviet Union. So 2 Rangers players on the field, Kuznetsov and Mikhailichenko. Here comes a free kick, hit well wide, and Hungary still lead the Soviet Union here by 1-0. So that goal by Josef Kiprich of Hungary still separates the 2 sides. And Hungary in possession here with their Scottish base player Kozma finding Kiprich. Mikhailichenko, Leinikov. Fair looking ball, Kolivanov, Shalimov. Mikhailichenko, he's round the goalkeeper and it's smuggled off the line just as Mikhailichenko thought he'd scored the equaliser. That was great play by Mikhailichenko. Shalimov takes it short. And Shalimov has it again. Kulkov. Well, Kolivanov left the ball behind. Kolivanov playing for Foggia in Italy. Now here's Kuznetsov. Oh, worth a long-range effort. Still no breakthrough then for the Soviet Union. Kulkov. Ball taken off the toe of Konchelskis, who said, "Why didn't you tell me somebody was breathing down my neck?" Chernishev now for the Soviets. The frenetic pace of the match has dropped a little bit, but that's hardly surprising. These 2 teams started the match really at breakneck speed. And here's Monosh for Hungary. Almost lost the ball to Mikhailichenko. He's had to withstand 3 stern challenges now before he gives it away to Leinikov. Mostovoy. And here's Shalimov. 5 is Galiamin. Chernishev. Leinikov. 14 is Oleg Kuznetsov. It really is a game of cat and mouse now. Now Konchelskis. Kiprich. And as yet, the Soviets' high-octane attacking has come to naught. Kuznetsov. And that really is an easy one for Zsolt Petri. Kiprich. Back to Petri again. Regular now for 3 seasons in the Hungarian side. Currently playing in Belgium with so many others from this Hungary team. Now Shalimov. Kolivanov. Oh, and Mikhailichenko was bundled over just as he was racing to get the ball. The ball was really going nowhere, and now a penalty to the Soviet Union. It really was an unusual tackle by Lindsay. An unnecessary challenge in many ways, because Mikhailichenko was just struggling to keep the ball in play before it crossed the dead ball line. And out of nothing, the Soviets have been handed a key to get back into this match. It'll be Igor Shalimov to take the penalty. USSR 0, Hungary 1. Shalimov with a penalty for the Soviet Union. And it's 1-1 now. And at last, the Soviet Union have something to show for all their efforts. Well-struck penalty by Shalimov. And a substitution here because Istvan Kovac, the Újpest Dózsa player, is going to come on for Hungary. He replaces Monos.
Вместо Томаша Моноша номер 2 играет Йозеф Дуро, номер 12.
Shalimov, his penalty, remember, drew the team's level. Zsolt Petri happy to race off his line and get that one away. And we're deep inside the final minutes of the first half. Been a good first half, plenty of football, plenty of incident, plenty of talking points too. And at half-time, we're level at 1-1, with Hungary inflicting the Soviet Union's first goal conceded in this European Championship Group 3 table, and the Soviet Union drawing level from a penalty scored by Igor Shalimov. So it'll be Hungary to get the second half underway. Soviets' next match, remember, home to Italy. And the Italians and Soviets having quite a diplomatic war over that game. The Soviets are angry that 2 of their Italian-based players, Alenikov and Shalimov, haven't been released by their respective clubs until the very last minute. Meanwhile, here's Kiprich for Hungary. Well, that really would have been goal of the season had it struck the target. In the end, Cherchesov, the Spartak Moscow player who plays his club football at this ground, incidentally, didn't have much to do. Soviets won, Hungary won. This new look Soviet team in the white, in many ways modelled on the under-21 side, which won the European under-21 championships last year. They really are red-hot favourites to qualify from this group, and here they come again, pressing forward. A win tonight would certainly go a long way to ensuring that passage. Shalimov. Oh, the goalkeeper couldn't hold it. Konchelskis, 2-1. And after spending most of the first half a goal behind, right at the start of the second, the Soviets find a second goal and have the lead. Shalimov with that deflected shot, which had Zsolt Petri all over the place. And look at Konchelskis arriving on the back post. And it's the Soviet Union 2-1 ahead. Well, the Soviets just about managed to smuggle that one clear, but it really was a probing free kick by Lojos Tatari. Mostovoy. And Lindsay was a man who had to bend low to head it clear. This is Galiamin, CSKA Moscow player. Kulkov. Kulkov again. Well, that really was a disappointing final through ball by Kulkov. Lajos Tatari. That's a nice turn by Lajos Tatari here. Really was a very, very tight angle to try the spectacular. And in the end, only the ordinary. Remember, the Soviet Union beaten finalists in the last European Championship finals in 1988 when they lost to Holland, almost single-handedly to Marco van Basten. They won this competition in 1960. And at the moment, they're cruising towards a berth in the finals in Sweden next year. They were so disappointing in Italia 90. The World Cup last year, first team to be eliminated from the competition. But they have a new coach, Anatoly Bishevets, and they have some new players, and they have a new look. And this is one of their new players, Kolivanov, playing in Italy with Foggia. Shalmar with that sliding tackle. Is Mostovoy. Mostovoy turns it back towards Konchelskis. Knocked in short to Distal. These are trying times for the Soviet side now, because Hungary are beginning to come out and play a little bit of football. They had that 1-goal lead early on in the game, and were prepared to let the Soviets come at them. But now they've got to chase the game, being 2-1 behind. Kulkov, steady run by him. This is Kolivanov. Now, can he finish? Didn't chip it enough over the goalkeeper. And in the end, it was a relatively easy save for Zsolt Petri. This could have killed off Hungary. As it is, the Soviets still lead by 2-1. It really is an intriguing game. Soviet Union 2, Hungary 1. And the Soviets with this goal kick. But it's a game which has swung one way and then the other. Hungary took the lead in this game through Josef Kipric. Soviets drew level through penalty by Igor Shalimov, and then took the lead right at the start of the second half through Konchelskis. This is Limperga for Hungary. Place of Ferencváros. Shalmar. We're 3/4 way through this European Championship Group 3 game. Mikhailichenko leaves it to Kulkov. That's a lovely turn by Kolivanov. Well, it was an interesting save. I think the goalkeeper thought he was going to have to stretch himself a little bit more than he did in the end. But what a great turn by Kolivanov. Kolivanov, who looks in trouble here, and a yellow card for that rather cynical hack. So free kick to the Soviet Union. How they could do with a third goal here just to tie it up. They won't score one like that though. Mikhailichenko's shot lacked direction and pace. And Zsolt Petri had an easy job. So just under quarter of an hour left. I hope your critic is as good as mine. It's the Soviet Union 2, Hungary 1. Shalimov supplied that through ball. But Joran took one in the face. Now possibilities here for the Soviet Union, and they appeal for handball there. "12 is Kovac, but he's given it away. Mikhailichenko. Olenikov hasn't got a lot of support and has to funnel sideways here to Shalimov. Now Kolivanov felt he was bundled over in the box. And Hungary are giving away a lot of unnecessary free kicks now. Now who will strike this one? Will it be Mikhailichenko, the Rangers player? Konchelskis can strike them too. 16 Joran just waiting on the edge of that Hungarian defensive wall. Will it be the wall of Jericho? No, it did its job and did it well. And Zsolt Petri hung on to that looping ball which came off his defence. Kept in play by Konchelskis. Joran. Hungary have the free kick, which Distel will take. So, more problems here for the Soviets. Lajos Tatari, the Bologna player. Number 10. Chechesov with a relatively simple catch, and he releases Shalimov now. Kolivanov making space to his left. Joran finds Kolivanov. That's a great reverse pass. Finding Kulkov. Limperga to the rescue. Man who's been in the national team a couple of years now for Hungary. Istvan Kovac. Kovac again. Now nobody spotted the run here, but Chernyshев did. 14 is Fischer, centre forward. Had a spell at Ajax a couple of years back. And another free kick here for Hungary. Tatari to take it. Look how Soviet Union have pushed up. Olenikov under pressure from Kalman Kovac. That's Joran. 4 goals for Benfica in a European Cup tie against Hamrens of Sparta. Hamrens Sparta, rather, of Malta recently. Now Juran could do with just one goal to settle this tie. Still 2-1 to the Soviet Union. Kiprich, that's the equaliser. 7 minutes from time. They all missed it, but Kiprich, who scored 7 minutes into the game, has scored 7 minutes from full time to bring Hungary level and give them still a chance of qualifying for Sweden next year. Well, 3 Soviets missed out, a 4th there in Galiamin before Josef Kiprich struck that ball. Well, it's been quite a game for number 7 Kiprich, 2 goals. And it looks like he will go down as the only player to score against the Soviet Union in these European Championship qualifying games. Maybe time for a winner for the Hungary, rather. Shalmar with this throw. Away by Mikhailichenko. Kalivanov. Oh, being held back all the way by Lindsay. It's turned into a wrestling match that time. And we're inside the final minutes. Kovac. 14 is Fischer. Lindsay. Oh, a possibility of a winner. And Kovac's shot really wasn't struck with any great venom. And that's why it was an easy save for Cherchesov. Juran. Gudkov. As we move into stoppage time at the end of this game in Moscow, it's still 2 apiece. Mikhailichenko just wouldn't come down for him. Kulkov! That really would have been a sensational finish to the game. And it's been a game packed with incident. There was 2 chances here for the Soviets. The first fell to Mikhailichenko, just coming up now. A blonde-haired player who was being dragged back all the way by Kovac. And look, as the ball broke free here to Kulkov. He was about a couple of feet away. I think the Hungarians are going to settle for a draw. The Yugoslav referee knows that full time is very close now. Indeed, that's it. 2-2 it ends, and the group still very much open. The Soviets still needing 3 more points from their final 2 games to be sure of qualifying. Final score, Soviet Union 2, Hungary 2. Soviet Union still lead the group by 3 points. Well, finally to the game from Group 4, the Faroe Islands against Denmark. There's the Faroe Islands team. They include Jan Dam, who returns to their lineup. It was another disappointing night for the Faroe Islands, who were beaten recently 5-0 by Northern Ireland on this ground. Flemming Poulsen brought down for the penalty. This just after 2 minutes play. Poulsen's pace causing a problem. Jakobsen with that rather clumsy tackle. And a chance after 2 minutes, therefore, for Kristoff to give Denmark the lead. beating Knudsen. Remember, this match played in Landskrona. All the Faroe Islands home games played away from the islands because when they entered the European Championship Group 4 qualification table, they hadn't got a pitch with real grass because of the climatic problems on the Faroes. Goal number 2 coming up there. Christiansen after 7 minutes. And at that stage, even in the rain, Denmark thought they were on their way. Larsen with that piercing ball over the head of Danielsen, and Bent Christiansen made it 2-0. They brought Elstrup off here. And replaced him with Frank Pingel. Plays his football in Germany. Denmark were looking for a real landslide of goals. No more in the first half. That's number 14, Johnny Molby, who just about popped it back in. And there's a Frank Pingel, the substitute, who made it 3-0. That after 69 minutes, getting on the end of this cross. Well, Denmark weren't finished yet. And their final goal coming up here. In Vilfort with that 4th goal. Faroe Islands just 3 points from their opening 7 games now. So 4-0 the final score to Denmark. Yugoslavia still favourites to go through from that group. That's all from us. Goodbye.